You're about to listen to a Gaming Stooges podcast with your regularly scheduled Stooges.
I'm Jack.
The internet calls me Cloud.
And I'm Landon.
We hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and if you do, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, following us on Twitch, or joining our Discord. Let's get on with the show.
Welcome to Mario Kart.
Hey guys, it's Mario Kart.
Wahoo.
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 It's me, Mario.
It's me,
It's
Kart.
It's me, Mr. Kart.
Are you guys ready to talk about some Mario Kart? Mario Kart is a series that is near and dear to all three of us here at Gaming Stooges, and we're going to cover as much of the series as we can tonight. So,
By that... Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and by that I mean half of this podcast is going to be dedicated to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
It very well could be.
Honestly, though.
As we usually do for our series-wide stuff, it's going to be very similar to our Kirby podcast way back. If you haven't heard that, it's a pretty good one as well. But we're going to go through all the main series games. I've got information to kind of just throw out at you for each main series game. We'll talk about our feelings about them, what we like, what we don't like. We'll move on to the next one. Once we've gone through all the main series, we've got a small smash or pass section for the side games. And we're just going to say thumbs up, thumbs down, no, yes, and then move on. And then, of course, we've got all the other stuff. Landon's got an additional small topic we'll jump in with at the end before I wrap up. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, if you didn't know, even though a lot of people know this by now, but Super Mario Kart is the first game that started the entire series. And Mario Kart as a whole started with that game coming out in 1992 on the Super Nintendo. Before, we weren't even exactly meant to get this game. This was just kind of like a side project they wanted to do something that wasn't F-Zero, and they wanted something a lot more slower paced and fun and more accessible, and then they just put Mario in the game, and that's that. You can listen to like 9 million other creators go into depth on that. But first game came out on the Super Nintendo in North America on September 1st, 1992, selling 8.76 million units in its lifespan, and it is the fourth best-selling game on the Super Nintendo. And it is available for Super Nintendo, Wii Virtual Console, Wii U Virtual Console, new 3DS Virtual Console, the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, and a Nintendo Switch Online Super Nintendo. That's a lot of available options to play this game.
I feel like everyone in existence at least has one way that they can play this game.
Yeah.
Like, by average, there's going to be... If you talk to a random person on the street and you'll say, have you played Super Mario Kart? And they'll say, who the fuck are you? What are you talking about? Get out of my face.
But if they actually answer you with a yes or no, then you can advance to the next step, which is, do you have any
Homicide.
of these? Yeah.
Homicide.
But anyway,
Perfect.
as far as content goes, Super Mario Kart did introduce the core structure that the games will take.
It has carts.
It has carts.
And Mario.
And Mario.
That's true.
But it introduced the Grand Prix, time trial, versus, and battle modes. A lot of core mechanics such as drifting, the item system, coins, which have gone on and off but seem to be here to stay now, and just a bunch of other things. There were 20 courses in this game, spread across 4 cups, unique in that it is the only game that one cup is 5 races. More on that later. But those 4 cups are the Mushroom, Flower, Star, and Special Cups. The Special Cup requiring clearing the 3 previous cups and is only available on 100cc or higher. I learned that the hard way. 50cc, you can't do the Special Cup.
Yep.
And then, of course, characters. We've got the first game having 8 characters. You got Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Toad, Bowser, Koopa Troopa, and Donkey Kong Jr. And I mentioned earlier it has a battle mode. That battle mode is balloon battle for 2 players and you have 4 options of maps to choose from to play. How do we feel about Super Mario Kart?
It sure is Mario Kart.
Sure is Mario Kart.
It is.
It is. It is.
It is.
That's all I truly have to say about it.
So
I played through it once.
Same.
I just played through
Once.
the majority, like almost the entire series very recently, leading up to this podcast, to have like fresh thoughts, fresh insight. Super Mario Kart is hard, man. The controls are so like outdated, but like they're not like bad. Like you can learn them. It's just an incredibly steep learning curve compared to newer games.
Yeah,
and
for
even
sure.
then, the courses don't always have a design that accommodates those controls. I think that's the problem, is that there's like 8 course themes. They reuse course themes, and you've got like 4 Mario circuits and 3 Bowser castles and like 2 Vanilla Lakes, 2 Choco Islands. You've got
2 Ghost Valleys.
3 Ghost Valleys, actually.
3 Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot they had 3 Ghost Valleys.
2 Koopa Cape, 2 Koopa Beach, Koopa Beach.
Koopa Beach.
Yeah. So they reuse themes. Some of the layouts are not too bad. I think they do a serviceable job. They're pretty fun, but some of them are. I don't want to talk about some of these. They're so bad.
The thing about Super Mario Kart is that half of the courses have the exact same layout. Like,
it's not the exact same. It's like similar.
It's a very, very similar like template that they use, and they like change it up just ever so slightly.
That's true.
To make the tracks like different.
Yeah, you got like
But, like,
Donut Plains 2 and 3 and Mario Circuit 3 and 4, and to an extent 2. Like they're all very similar to each other.
It's basically just like a square that you go around in, except there's a divot, and that's it.
It's they didn't have a lot of variety, but for its time, 8 different styles with 20 courses is, not too bad. It's pretty good. 8 characters is, there wasn't a whole lot to pull from at the time. This was before Donkey Kong Country even came out, so they couldn't even they didn't even have a real reference for regular Donkey Kong besides the arcade game, so they were like, screw it, just put
Donkey Kong Jr. Fuck it.
Exactly.
Hey, speaking of which, we've got live listener comment. Al says, bring back Donkey Kong Jr. someday.
Didn't they put him in tour?
He's in tour.
Is correct. He is in tour
as an 8-bit
style.
As an 8-bit.
Yeah. And I think that's sick as fuck.
16-bit. Yeah.
Like, why? I don't know why they don't bring him back in another game.
Correct. They should, except people hate more than 4 characters in a Mario Kart game. If you have more than 4 Mario Kart characters, you might as well be committing sin.
True.
Yeah. But, the growth of Mario Kart characters can be covered in
future games.
Yeah.
DS.
Oh yeah. No, we're going to talk about the increase of characters pretty soon. It's a couple games this way. But yeah, I think that's my thoughts on Super Mario Kart. It's pretty basic. It gets the job done. The controls are not bad, but they're very hard to learn. So it takes a while, and even then, they're not like the best controls. They still don't feel quite right yet. But it did a lot to like cement, make the foundation and get the series going for future titles.
I'm gonna post this in the spoilers of our Discord.
Join our Discord server.
Join our Discord. From the Mario Wiki, the official artwork for Toad from Super Mario Kart kind of goes hard.
Oh yeah, isn't he?
Look at him.
Yeah.
He's happy.
He's happy.
He's ready to murder.
Landon, do you have any thoughts to add on Super Mario Kart?
It's aggressively fine.
Yeah.
It's aggressively fine. Yeah.
I will say this. I would more willingly go back to it than probably the next 2 games we're about to talk about.
I would disagree with that.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. I think this is the weakest Mario Kart game.
I'll say it's probably my least favorite too. And that's not to say it's bad. Like it's still pretty good.
I'm not even trying to hate on it too much because it's the first one, but also like when you go back to it after playing like every game that has come since, it's pretty archaic.
I think the best comparison is it's just one of those early installment, just outdated, but it helped the series kind of. It's kind of like Pokemon Red and Blue to an extent, Kirby's Dream Land. Like these are not bad first games for the series. There's just better options, and the main reason you're going to want to play them is to just get an appreciation for where things started.
It's fine.
Yeah. My last thing I have to mention is it's definitely incredibly hard because I didn't even get to 150cc. I barely unlocked it because 100cc and the Star and Special Cups was hard enough. I was restarting and loading a save state over and over earlier this morning and last night to get courses done.
That sucks.
It's hard as balls. So, yeah. Mario Kart 64, though, is the next game in the series, which was released on the Nintendo 64 in North America on February 10th, 1997, selling 9.87 million units, which makes it the second best-selling game on the N64, and is available for N64, Wii Virtual Console, Wii U Virtual Console, and Nintendo Switch Online N64. Not as many as Super Mario Kart, obviously, but still quite a few options. As far as content and additions, it introduced the mini turbos from drifting. That was not actually in the first game. You had drifting, you did not have mini turbos. It also introduced the mirror mode, which was known as extra mode in this game. There was no mirror mode in Super Mario Kart. And
extra mode.
And the infamous spiny shell. It was the first game to have it. It was not in the first game. So Mario Kart would never be the same after Mario Kart 64. We got 16 courses this time, although they are much more diverse. They are split across the same 4 cups, though. Mushroom Flower, Star, and Special. We have 6 characters returning from Super Mario Kart, and you have the Koopa Troopa and Donkey Kong Jr. replaced with Wario and Donkey Kong. So the characters I didn't name from Super Mario Kart that aren't them, they're all back. This is going to be known as the Core 8 from every entry going forward. When I talk about the number of new characters and returning characters, I'm going to just say the Core 8 is a separate, like, they are in every Mario Kart game from here on out. It's like the original Smash roster, Sacred, every game, they're there. And then, of course, you've still got the battle mode for this game. It's Balloon Battle, but you do have up to 4 players on 4 maps. And I gotta say, probably some of the most iconic maps in the series for battle mode.
Yeah, there are some solid ones.
Block Fort is a favorite, of course. Double Deck, I think, doesn't get quite the amount of attention I think it should. I like Double Deck. Skyscraper's pretty good. Big Donut's okay. But we got 16 courses to talk about and 2 new characters. How do you guys feel about Mario Kart 64? It's the introduction to 3D kart.
I think on the whole, this game is better than Super. It's still not amazing. I think it's fine. I think it's a little bit better than fine, but I'm just looking at the course selection in this game, though. Like, half of these are kind of bad, and the other half is really good. Like, a lot better than the best courses from Super. But the bad half is, like, kind of... But, I mean, I think it has one of the better battle modes in the series, I would say. Solid.
So,
I don't know if I have much else to say about it.
I think, Mario Kart 64, it might be the first Mario Kart game I played. I don't know if it was Mario Kart 64 or Super Mario Kart because I was really young, so my memory's kind of hazy there. I don't remember if it was me getting Mario Kart 64 and playing it and then being excited about the game and then playing the Super Mario Kart with my friend or my cousin, or if it was flipped around and I liked the Super Mario Kart game that I played with my cousin and then I wanted Mario Kart and I got it on N64 when I had it. I don't know which one came first, the chicken or the egg. But I have a lot of hours clocked in this game. And I will say I don't go back to it anymore unless I explicitly want the Mario Kart 64 experience. because its content is very thin. There's not a lot to play here. Everything is unlocked from the start, except for extra mode, the mirror mode. That's like the only thing you have to unlock. Everything else is there, 150cc, all the characters, all the courses. You don't have to unlock anything. Which is kind of good, though, because the AI, although not as really unforgiving in Super Mario Kart, it can still be pretty brutal. So, not having to unlock stuff and deal with the AI is alright. But I like the courses overall, except for like 2 or 3. Like, I'm not a fan of Wario Stadium. I'm not a fan of Frappe Snowland because I don't like those snowmen that are littered all over the damn place. And Moo Moo Farm's like okay, I guess. But like I like most of the rest. I think it is super basic though. There's like, and like all but Wario Stadium have made a reappearance in a later game. So like, if you want the courses, you can just play the later game.
Yeah, like, and for the record, I hope Wario Stadium doesn't come back unless they do like a massive revamp.
Yeah, they would have to like do anti-gravity and make a lot of crazy shit. And probably even cut it down.
Either shrink it or make it 2 laps, because I'm looking at they have the track lengths listed on the Mario Wiki, and for like how many meters long a single lap is. Wario Stadium is the second longest with 1591 meters.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't mean a whole lot, like, because like, when it comes to like times, like how long it takes to finish them, but Wario Stadium is a 4+ minute track. Unless like you can do like these like crazy shortcuts with it. Like it takes about 1.5 minutes almost to get through 1 lap. It's pretty nuts.
And it's so boring.
And Rainbow Road is not much better. It's even longer. The visuals are at least much better, but it's super simple, and 1 lap is like 1.5 minutes plus long. Like 1 minute and 40 seconds. So
Rainbow Road is 2,000 meters.
Yeah, it takes roughly 5+ minutes, almost like 5.5, closer to 5.5 to finish.
Yeah,
that's why like
easily.
people will be like, oh, Mario Kart 8 ruined Rainbow Road Super
no, it
64.
Didn't.
It's like
it made it so much better.
You know, like I could not picture myself playing that same track for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm kind of glad that it's not that.
Like, the Mario Kart 8 version is a little bit short, yeah, because they take 1 lap of the regular N64 Rainbow Road and just cut it into 3 segments. But, like, it's better that way because I would much rather, like, have a slightly short track than one that's way too fucking long.
Yeah. There's more tracks in the series, by the way, that are, like, ridiculously long before they started, like, standardizing stuff a lot better. So, well, I mean, I've got a couple words for a couple courses in a game coming up. We'll talk about it.
Do you have any words to say, Landon?
I would jettison this game into the sun.
Jettison it. It's aggressive.
Good word. Would you say this is your least favorite?
Ever want to play this game ever again.
Would you say this is your least favorite Mario Kart?
I don't know about that, but I would never want to play it again.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I'd be willing to play Super Mario Kart, but I am not willing to play this. You would have to point a gun at my head.
There are some people that, like, I'm not trying to, disagree. I mean, I do disagree, but, like,
sure.
That's fine. I mean, I'm not saying you can't have
it's
that
not
opinion.
it's not common. It's not common to see someone else rate those
I just
two
think it's
reversed.
interesting. I just think it's interesting how there are some people that prefer Super and some people that prefer 64, and usually those people on both sides will say the one they don't like as much has worse controls.
I think they both have bad controls.
They do.
Don't
I was gonna say
play 64.
Yeah, they both have wonky controls that are hard to grasp, and like they're not like unplayable, but they're both like kind of the controls that like they're like everything else after these games has better controls.
I think Super Mario Kart is a harder game, but I think Mario Kart 64 is a more punishing game.
Oh,
just
yeah.
because like like the amount of time it takes to recover when you get hit by something is way longer on the 64 version.
It's so bad. Like, the only thing that's like really crazy in the first game is like thwomps can like screw you over if you run into them in the wrong way. But like if you fall off the track, like it's not that bad. And it
doesn't take that long.
And the AI rubber bands closer to you, so like you can get back pretty well. Mario Kart 64, if you fall off the track one too many times, you're not getting back up there.
Yeah.
So
especially since like this is before the days of like the bullet bill, which would, or like, well, I mean, this game had lightning, but like,
yeah,
I don't know. It just feels like it's a lot harder to get back into first once you fall out in this game than just about any other game in the series.
Which is funny that they made Rainbow Road completely barricaded in exact antithesis to the Rainbow Road from Super Nintendo, which has absolutely no bearings ever anywhere. It's like, it's so strange how the more punishing game has the much easier Rainbow Road because you never fall off.
But it's much longer.
It is much longer.
It's so much longer.
It is a slugfest of disappointment.
It truly is. I don't know if I would say it's the worst Rainbow Road in the series. It's down there though, just because it's so fucking long.
Yeah. I know that might be a bit of a hot take, but I do agree.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I have to disagree because that's my character, but it might be one of the best. But I would know because I'll never play this game ever again.
Yeah, there you go. You'll never know.
Yeah.
All right, if there's no other last words for Mario Kart 64, we'll move on to Mario Kart Super Circuit. Now, Mario Kart Super Circuit was the first handheld Mario Kart game. It was released on the Game Boy Advance in North America on August 27, 2001, selling 5.91 million units, making it the fourth best-selling game on the Game Boy Advance. Side note, it is also the worst-selling main series Mario Kart game.
I'm not surprised.
It is available for the Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo 3DS if you were in the Ambassador program, the Wii U Virtual Console, and Nintendo Switch Online GBA. So, 4 possible ways to do it. As far as content goes, though, it has the exact same roster as Mario Kart 64. It has 40 courses. The most courses until Mario Kart 8 post DLC.
Too fucking many.
Yeah,
I mean the reason why is because
so it's split into 20 new courses across 5 cups. So you have the Mushroom and Flower Cup returning. There's a new Lightning Cup in the middle, and then you have the Star and Special Cups. But then there's the 5 more cups known as the Extra Cups, which are the 20 returning courses from Super Mario Kart. That's right. You got all 20 courses from Super Mario Kart just plop down into Super Circuit on the GBA. Not exactly. There's like some accommodations. We'll get to it. But there's also a ranking system. So if you want to tear your hair out because you just can't get 3 stars because some bullshit, here's a game for you. There's like 2 or 3 others that do this. And then besides that, the battle mode is the same as the previous games. It's, multiplayer only. You've got 4 options for courses to choose from. So yeah, Mario Kart Super Circuit. How do we feel about Mario Kart Super Circuit? New courses, the controls. How do you feel about it?
Do you want to go first, Landon?
I don't care for this one.
I thought he was just going to say trash.
I mean,
nope, there's only trash here.
It's fine. I mean, it's better than the last 2, objectively.
I would agree with that.
But I don't want to play it ever again.
Yeah. I mean, it's easily, I would say, pretty easily the best of the first 3 Mario Kart games, but it's still like the 3rd weakest in the entire series. I think the track selection, I mean, like, at least in the 20 new courses in this game, is pretty fucking solid. Like, they got some Like, the track layouts aren't anything too crazy for the most part, but, like, they got some good, like, aesthetics and ideas going on here. Stuff
Agreed.
like Sunset Wilds and Lakeside Park and Ribbon Road, Cheese Land, fucking Boo Lake, Riverside Park. I mean, there's some... No, I said Lakeside Park. Two different courses.
Yes.
It's they blend.
They're very similar. I mean, it's so like one thing to note is that all of the first few games, even if they don't like number them, you know, Mario Circuit 1, 2, 3, like they do have multiple courses that are basically like the same as another course, at least once or twice in the game. So, but go on.
It does have 4 Bowser Castles though, which is a little unnecessary, I think. Like, you could have cut this down to 16 courses and just had 1 Bowser Castle. And also probably take out...
one of the 2 ghost ones, because they're almost the same.
Yeah, probably Broken Pier. Actually, probably Boo Lake is the weaker of the 2, looking at them. But, yeah. Still, though, I mean, like, as far as... fresh track selection, they got some cool ideas here. It's solid.
Yeah,
I've never touched battle mode in this game.
I've never had the chance to touch battle mode. I will say, so Mario Kart Super Circuit is a game where like just picking it up right away, it feels okay but kind of off. But I found that as I played it more and more, I was actually really enjoying it, and I think the only issue that I have with the game is because of the hardware it's on, it is very compromised. It can be kind of hard to track the visuals when they're like, because of the crunching and like it doesn't even look as good as like Super Mario Kart does look visually better despite cutting off half the screen to show the map, because like everything just is easier to kind of look at just because of the colors and just the pixel quality. But the pixel quality on Super Circuit can be kind of fuzzy. And like even when I like had it, I have the Ambassador release, so I actually held down the button to make it go down to the regular resolution. I was still having some trouble on a few courses here and there. It's not super like terrible, but it is kind of hard to pick up. It's
not super terrible. It's Super Circuit.
That's true. But I will say
the tagline they use for sales, which is why it didn't sell well. It did not sell well.
I mean,
there you go.
By general video game standards, this game still sold really well.
Sure, but
by Mario Kart standards, it didn't sell all that well. But I will defend Super Circuit. I think that Super Circuit has a lot of potential when you get to play it longer. I think the track designs are really unique. Some of them are really interesting. We hadn't seen anything like them before. And some ideas we haven't even really seen quite the same way since. Mm-hmm. And the new course selection's pretty good. And while the Super Nintendo courses that they brought back, all those, they're for the most part pretty faithful, although they don't use the Super Mario Kart style. They're just using assets from Super Circuit. So they're going to look like Super Circuit courses just with the Super Mario Kart layouts. But I mean, they're fine, and I enjoy most of them about the same or slightly better than the ones in Super Mario Kart, just because it's a little bit better to control, in my opinion. So, I mean, I will say, if there's one reason I'm not going back to regular Super Mario Kart ever again, it's probably because if I want to get that novelty Super Mario Kart fix, I could just play Super Circuit. Like, it has all of the content I care about in there. Mm-hmm. Unless I specifically want to play as Donkey Kong Jr., which I do not.
Yeah, but I can't drift in the game, so...
It's kind of tricky. It's hard. Even learning it, like, it's still...
It's not super intuitive.
So, I decided I don't want to play the game up again. Especially
the mini turbos, they're in this game. It is extremely difficult to get the hang of doing them. I typically don't do them. So...
Yeah.
I'd rather vacuum.
You'd rather vacuum.
Like in real life?
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or in Mario Kart DS.
I was going to say.
But yeah, I personally like Mario Kart Super Circuit. I think that the problem with it ultimately for me is just it being on the Game Boy Advance. It just couldn't really fully realize the potential I think it had. But given it came out in the launch year of the Game Boy Advance and also was as content packed as it was and still playing pretty well for its time, I think it doesn't actually surprise me anymore that like Metacritic average, this is apparently the best rated Mario Kart game. Unless Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is higher, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's still Super Circuit for some reason. I mean, I wouldn't agree that it's the best one, but I can see why critics at the time were giving it a lot of praise at least. Any other thoughts on Super Circuit?
Not really. It's
What
alright.
game? What?
What was that white noise that came out of your mouth just now?
Huh?
Alright, I guess we'll move on. The next game is Mario Kart Double Dash. Mario Kart
Yeah,
Good
good
answer,
answer.
Steve.
Mario
Good
Kart
answer,
Double
cheese.
Dash was released on the GameCube in November 17th, 2003 in North America, selling 6.88 million units, which makes it the second best-selling GameCube game. It is only available for GameCube. There was no re-release. Yeah.
Boo. Bad answer, Steve.
Bad answer, Steve.
But
But
as
honestly,
but as for content,
Truly bring it back, please.
But as for content, we have the unique 2 racers per kart mechanic that we're going to be talking about because this game lives and dies by this mechanic. But you've got these two, you pick 2 racers and you pick a kart. It introduced kart selection to the series. And then you can drive, you can play with 2 players controlling one kart, you can play with 1 person controlling both racers, and you can do all sorts of different combinations. There's a lot to unlock in this game, but you've got that. There's 20 characters, by the way. You've got the core 8, of course. There's 1 returning character and 11 newcomers. That is the most in one game. 11 characters. They introduced characters specifically for this game so that they existed to pair with someone in this game.
motherfucking Toadette.
Toadette.
Toadette, baby.
You've got other newcomers like Waluigi, Daisy, Petey Piranha, King Boo. Koopa Troopa came back. He's got Paratroopa. Okay.
Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong. You know, you've got a lot of racers in this game.
They finally introduced Mario to a Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took him 4 entries, but he got in there.
You got it.
Yeah. Good for Mario.
Yeah, you've got kart options, so all the different like weight classes, they've got their own karts. You can unlock other karts across over the course of the game, and you'll have a bunch of different options. Usually it defaults to whoever is like the heaviest character. You pick from those karts. So like if you pick like Bowser and Koopa Troopa, you are getting Bowser karts. Bowser's not going to fit in Koopa Troopa's little cart. I'm sorry.
That's sizest.
I wish they would let us do that. That would be fucking cool.
Wow, is Mario Kart Double Dash fat phobic?
Yes. I'm going to dock some points from this game now.
And then continuing and finishing up on the content synopsis. So you got 16 courses across your 4 cups Mushroom Flower Star special. There's an unlockable all-tour cup, which is literally all 16 courses played back-to-back, although it will randomize everything from courses number 2 through 15. It will always start with Luigi Circuit. It will always end with Rainbow Road. Everything else can be in whatever order the game decides it wants to throw at you. This is the first game in the series to include courses that don't have standardized lap numbers. So let me explain. I didn't explain this earlier. Super Mario Kart, the tracks are 5 laps because they're all very short. And then Mario Kart 64 gave us the what is now mostly standard 3 laps. Mario Kart Super Circuit had both the 3 laps for the new courses and 5 laps for the old courses. Double Dash has mostly 3-lap courses, but there is one that is so long they made it 2 laps, and there's one that is so short they made it 7 laps. We'll talk about that course in a second. And then Battle Mode, of course, is back, and it consists of 3 modes. We've got new modes in thanks to Double Dash. We've got Balloon Battle returning, and then we have the new Shine Thief and Bob on Blast, and these 2 would both return in later games. So Thumbs up for that. We got 6 courses in this game for the battle mode, 2 unlockable, 4 to start with, including one that is shaped like a GameCube. It is a GameCube. I'm not just saying it's shape. It is a GameCube.
It is GameCube.
It is cool.
It is GameCube.
It is Nintendo GameCube. That is the title of the track.
It is. So
Landon,
how do we feel about Double Dash?
Landon, right off the bat, what's your favorite battle course from this game?
From this game?
Yeah.
It might be GameCube.
Really? I was going to say Pipe Plaza.
Pipe Plaza's pretty good.
Yeah.
I did not get to talk about the battle. I do not get to talk about the battle mode, I should say, because I did not get to play the battle mode. So if you guys want to keep talking about battle mode for a little bit.
In this one
Yeah,
too?
Block City was in this one.
Okay, that one.
Okay.
I liked that one a lot.
Good choice. Good choice. Double Dash, I will start with its biggest compliment, and that is the nitro courses in this game are fucking sick. Like, I would say on average, this is one of the best, like for every game's, like, selection of nitro courses, this is one of the best in the series, in my opinion. Very few misses. The only ones I really don't like are Dry Desert and Wario Coliseum.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of either of those.
Not a huge fan of Dino Jungle either, but I'm kind of in the minority on that one.
I will say this. So when you were talking about how you didn't care for Dino Jungle,
yeah,
my experience with Dino Jungle was only ever the 3DS version.
The 3DS version is fine. I just don't think it's very good in Double Dash.
I enjoy the 3DS version of Dino Jungle. I will say Dino Jungle on this game, no.
It's unforgiving.
I don't like Dino Jungle in this game.
It is.
I am not a fan.
It deserves to be in the Special Cup. I'll say that.
Oh yeah,
it's unforgiving.
It's a Special Cup course. It can also go fuck itself because I hate it.
I will say my favorite Special Cup course in this game is Bowser's Castle. Like, pretty easily. Bowser Castle.
I really like the Bowser Castle on this.
Bowser's Castle in this game is good.
It's fucking solid.
But like the good courses in this game are so fucking good. DK Mountain, like a top 5 classic.
Fucking classic.
Mushroom City, great track.
Mushroom City needs to come back. Mushroom City
never played it yet.
Has to come back.
Played it yet.
Waiting one day, it'll come back, and I'll be able to play it finally.
Waluigi Stadium is great. Daisy Cruiser is great.
Double classic.
Baby Park is
classic,
and I love it.
Baby Park, I'll say, I get the hype behind it when you're playing it in this game because of its innate features, the game mechanics. It makes Baby Park extremely fun.
And I will say,
any other game kind of sucks.
Disagree. I will say in this game has the best first course in any Mario Kart game, Luigi Circuit.
I don't know if I'd agree with that. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good opening track, but I don't think it's my favorite.
I just think, I mean, like, as far as first courses go in this series, it's pretty unique, in my opinion.
It is. It's very unique.
Yeah.
It's very simple, but the simplicity is, like, really cool because, like, it's literally just there's a big loop, but plot twist, the main part, you can go both ways. You can have stuff happening with the racers coming this way when you're going the other way. Ooh.
They touch.
They can touch.
They touch.
So that was what I like about this game.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
So I think the mechanic of controlling two characters is inherently really cool, and I like the idea behind it that, like, they have their own, like, special items that they can get to make, like, you know, each character unique to play on top of, like, controlling differently and handling differently. But at the same time, it also makes some characters better than others. Like,
yeah,
you're all, like, Paratroopa is...
The Koopas are fucking
like,
OP.
Yeah, the Koopas...
Getting triple reds is just... so good.
The Koopas, Peach and Daisy are really good too because they got the fucking shield.
Yeah, they have a shield and then they just absorb the item that they were going to interact with and then they just have it.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong who have giant banana.
Big banana.
Big banana.
I'll say this. So, I mean, actually, you know what? I'll just say it when it's my turn. Go ahead, keep going.
I like PD Piranha and King Boo because they can just get whatever, and that makes them like more fun to play than a lot of other characters in this game. But like, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of sucks that like some characters are just objectively worse than others because their items aren't as good. And also, I'm not a huge fan of the way this game handles, and I'm not saying like how it controls. It controls fine. The controls are like competent, but like, I don't know, something about the way the karts handle in this game. They're very heavy and they're very slippery.
So the reason for that is because they were making an engine that was going to work with this game and the arcade game that we have in the Smasher Pass at the end. They were making something that was going to work with both. So that's why the game kind of feels weird. I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm just saying there's a reason they did it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of like, I didn't really grow up with this game. I mean, I played it like a few times when I was a kid, but I didn't really like get into this game until I was a little bit older, probably like 18 or 19. So like, I don't have a ton of experience with it because I've never owned it. But like, I've played it like more than a handful of times. Like, my friends and I will just play through like the 16 courses in a row sometimes for fun, and I suck at this game, but I still have fun. So,
all right,
I would say like generally positive experience with this game, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, I'll say so. Like Double Dash, there's a few aspects of it I really like, and I think it's probably in a few areas. A few aspects, it might be the best game in the series, but then there are other aspects of it that I don't care for. So it's not nearly as good as a lot of other games in the series in other respects. So Jack mentioned Nitro courses. I generally agree. I'm not as hyped about some of them as other people might be. I didn't grow up with this game. I only played it a little bit when a friend had it, and then most of my experience is very recently because I played it basically for this podcast. I got more experience with it. I'll say the controls, that like the way the game handles and everything, it has a very steep learning curve. It is extremely hard for a first time player to learn. I think that at a basic level, you can understand and control Mario Kart Super Circuit and Super Mario Kart before you will learn how to play this game well. That said, drifting in this game feels so good, dude. The drifting in this game, when you know the course layout and you're drifting just right with the it feels so good. It is some of the best drifting in the damn series. I'm gonna say it. Mario Kart Double Dash is some of the best drifting in the entire series. It feels so good.
Let that man cook. Keep going.
But I will agree with Jack.
Don't say but.
I will agree with Jack. I think that, you know, the characters, you're basically inclined to pick certain ones. Like Toad and Toadette, who are unlockable, they get the golden mushroom. So you're probably going to want to pick one of them if you want to go really fast.
Yeah.
The Koopa brothers, you will probably want one of them because they have triple reds, and triple reds are one of the best items in all of Mario Kart. Don't at me.
I think like if you pick any one of like, if you pick 2 out of like the 6 characters, Peach, Daisy, Koopa, Paratroopa, and Toad, Toadette, that's like the best combinations of items that you'll get in the game.
Most part, yeah. I think you're never going to want to pick Mario and Luigi. Their item just sucks. You'll never really want to pick Bowser and Bowser Jr. Their item seems cool on paper, but in practice, most of the time it's not very good.
Unless you're playing the Baby Park. Unless you're
playing on the Mushroom Cup, because there's 2 courses in the Mushroom Cup. Because it'll do work on Luigi Circuit as well. So like, yeah, if you're playing the Mushroom Cup, those might be good. But otherwise, yeah. And I will say, if you pick them as just one, Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong, probably Diddy Kong, just for the kart selection, might be a little better. Those actually can put in work as a defensive character when you get into the lead. because getting the giant banana is fucking good when you're in first place. Like, it's not like the best item, but like it's really good as a defensive item. And speaking of items, agreeing with Jack on the whole matter of, the items dictating the characters and everything. I have to say, so like the way the items work in this game, you have each character can hold an item, but you have to manually switch them if you only get a single item box. If you get a double item box, no matter where the other character is, they'll get an item too. And having that, there's a layer of strategy here, because it's not, if you've played only Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where you have the dual item slot, and that's really just a band-aid over like something that they did with Mario Kart 8. We'll talk about it, but it's different because you can't choose to use one and keep the other at all times. In Double Dash, you can,
yeah.
If you have one item that you really want to keep and you want to hold on to it as long as possible, you keep that character in the cart and have them drive, and just have the other character use items.
Like, and I like that in a like single player practice, but when you're like playing against friends, it just feels like a really cheap mechanic that encourages just hoarding good items.
I think that's the problem with Double Dash, is that it is extremely fun to play at a higher skill level, and it is not very fun to play if you're like a noob.
Because like if you're doing like 4-player local multiplayer, like a person in 4th can get lightning, switch their character, and then hold on to that lightning until they get into 1st, and then use it, and then just get a gigantic lead. And like, yeah, you could argue that's just like strategy, but also it feels
Landon's like, yeah, I do that.
I'll fuck around. You'll find out.
So yeah, like this just goes into my main point. And then the other thing about the items is that you can't drag items behind you. The only way you are going to play defensively is if you aim that shit backwards when something is heading your way. You have to time it. Which rolls into my main point, is that it's a great game when you've got the learning curve down. It's incredibly steep. It's not like most other Mario Kart games. You have to learn all the ins and outs of it. I think once you've learned those ins and outs, it becomes an extremely fun, extremely satisfying game. Like I said, the drifting is some of the funnest in the series. It feels so buttery, smooth, and good. It's so good. And like the items, the strategy, it's great. It's just getting there and learning how to play. And some of the tracks are still not like the best, like Wario Coliseum and Tri Desert. But like, it's still a lot of fun. I just wish it had a few more courses. Like if they had like an extra 1 cup of courses, I think it'd be better. But the thing is that's unique about Double Dash more than anything is that Double Dash really lives and dies by that double racer kart mechanic, because you can feel it in the course layouts. They're all designed to take advantage of the game mechanics, probably more than any other Mario Kart game. So it's if there's one thing I can say more than anything else for Double Dash, is that it is a game that, regardless of how you feel about any other Mario Kart game, it's still worth revisiting, because it's just not like any of the other ones. And that just makes it inherently more valuable than something like Super Circuit or Mario Kart 64 or Super Mario Kart. It's, yeah, I'll say it's pretty good. I liked it.
Thumbs up.
Landon, what do you have to add about Double Dash?
Insert the Bane speech here, where I was born of this and he merely adopted the Double Dash. something.
It would be very painful.
Yeah, I mean,
for you.
This was my Mario Kart for years. I mean, I played every single Mario Kart, and but this is the Mario Kart I probably put the most time into, probably up until 7 came out. Like, even Wii, like, I was still playing a lot of Double Dash. I would go back to Wii, but then I'd be like, yeah, but Double Dash. So, like, that's why, like, I look back on this game pretty fondly. Some of the courses don't hold up, but I love it. I love it. You can say whatever words you want. You can say whatever you want. I don't understand. It's all white noise to me, baby. Nostalgia goggles. fully on.
I'll say this, like, even if, like, no, I see the appeal. I think that there's a legitimate case to be had that Double Dash is arguably one of the best in the series, and if you're a certain person that likes what Double Dash offers, yeah, I can get it. It's not my favorite, but I have a lot of respect for it.
I mean, I'll say, I think Mario Kart 8, as it is today, is 100% a better game.
Oh, yeah.
But, God, it would be so cool if they just brought back the two racer mechanic. Just one time. Just one time.
It would be cool.
It'd be real cool.
It would be cool if they, like...
Especially with
if it was, like, a separate game mode and not, like, the only option.
Yeah, I'd be fine
like,
with
that. Would be cool. That would be sick.
Like, single 50, through. And then double 50 through.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, you could just play it either or. Especially with all of the characters you have now. I mean, you don't have to make, like, custom items for everyone.
They don't need to have custom items.
No,
yeah.
But, like, with just, like, the, like, custom ability you could have with everything, I think it'd be cool. But,
Yeah, that's fair.
That's it. Shout out to Bronze Tier Al calling me based. Al knows what's up.
Yeah, we're going to move on.
Yeah. Wait, why does Al not have the mod in that?
That's weird.
That is weird.
Did you remove his mod ability because he called me based? Is that what happened, guys?
I didn't touch anything. I'm surprised.
I didn't do shit.
But what I was gonna say is that one thing I will give, it's a small thing, but one thing I will say that I liked about Double Dash is that to make up for the fact that it feels kind of like clunky to learn at first, I really like how no matter how many times you get hit by items, you still have momentum. So like you don't just like tumble backwards, you fall, and then like you have to start from a stop. Like even if you get hit by, like most things you get hit by, you're still going. Like you can get hit by a red shell, you'll fumble a little bit, but you're still going. Like I like that sense of momentum when you get hit. It's not as punishing.
Unless you get hit by a car.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, because like the thing is like Mario Kart 64, we mentioned, it's punishing. You get hit by stuff, you're fucked. In Double Dash, I mean it's chaotic, but it's chaotic in a way that it still lets you stay in the race most of the time. And I think that's just a good thing, a good quality for the game to have. So anyway, moving on to the next game, we've got Mario Kart DS, released on the Nintendo DS, November 14th, 2005 in North America, selling 23.6 million units, making it the third best-selling DS game, and it is available for DS and Wii U Virtual Console. It includes a few things that are unique to this game. You've got emblem customization and mission mode, an entire separate mode that was kind of adopted into some other things, but like it's really not anything. Like everything that came after is nothing like how it was in DS. Like mission mode's got a specific like set of like 6 levels to start, 7th secret one you can unlock. And there's like 8 stages each and a boss level that you can do. It is the first game in the series to have online play. But interestingly, only certain courses were available online, mostly just because, the DS and online, you couldn't really have some of the more complicated stuff online. It wouldn't really work. But you have 32 courses. This is a big thing. You got 32 courses. There are 8 cups now. You've got the mushroom, the flower, the star, and the special cups returning. And you have the new shell, banana, leaf, and lightning cups. Well, the lightning's returning from GBA, but the way that they use the lightning cup is totally different here because now games have 16 new courses. These are the nitros, and 16 retro courses. That's right. Every game from DS onward brings back some courses from other games and adopts them into that game, and you get double the content, baby.
Hell yeah.
There was technically 12 characters playable, but there's really 13, but one of them you kind of can't play as it. I'll explain. So there's the core 8. You've got 2 returning characters from Double Dash, Daisy and Waluigi, and you've got 2 newcomers. There's also a an exclusive third newcomer that you can only play in DS download play if you are using one cartridge. Everybody plays a Shy Guy, no exceptions. That is the only way to play as him, by the way. So, he's technically a 13th character.
They really could have just added him to the game as a regular character, but I feel like they chose not to because they had like around 12 characters.
The funny
he wouldn't
thing,
have fit in the character selection.
I was gonna say the funny thing is like Super Circuit, right? Had something very similar where you could hook up link cables and play with just a single pack, and you can actually experiment with this in if you're playing on the NSO. But everybody plays Yoshi. Nobody gets to pick their other character. Everybody plays as Yoshi in that mode. So they used the same like idea where you can only play if you have one cartridge, you can only play as one character, but they made a whole separate character for this. Kind of weird.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
I mentioned the mission mode, and then
you didn't mention the two newcomers.
The two newcomers are Dry Bones and Rob. This is like his only appearance. Poor Rob.
Rob deserves better.
He got moved to Smash Brothers and never came back.
He's been robbed. I did it.
You did it.
I plucked the lowest hanging fruit I could.
Hold on, let me just give that a. There we go.
We're not gonna hear that in the podcast audio going out to streaming services, but
do it again, but with your mouth this time.
But Tish.
Thank you.
Nice, thanks. And then I mentioned mission mode, and then there is battle mode. There's 2 battle modes in this game. You got Balloon Battle, as always, and the new Shine Runners, which is not the same as Shine Thief. It's different. Instead, it's like an elimination style one where you're collecting them and there's a timer and it'll go down, and if you have the least, you're out, and then it goes on. It's kind of like musical chairs, but not really. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a little bit similar. There are 6 maps. You've got 4 new and 2 returning from previous games. So that is the content overview of Mario Kart DS. How do we feel about Mario Kart DS?
Mario Kart DS make me feel good. This is... I mean, like Landon said, Double Dash was like his Mario Kart growing up. This was mine. This was the first one that I owned, and the one that I have outside of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Actually, maybe I have more experience in Mario Kart Wii. I don't know. But either way, I played this one a shit ton, and I love it, and it's great. And the nitro courses in this game are so fucking good. Probably my favorite nitro course selection in the series, except maybe Mario Kart Wii. But there's some fucking classics in this game. We got Cheap Beach, you got Delfino Square, you got Waluigi Pinball, you got Shroom Ridge, you got fucking TikTok Clock and Airship Fortress,
Peach Gardens,
and fucking Peach Gardens and Wario Stadium and Bowser Castle, and
the Rainbow Road in this game is great.
Are really good. Don't look at the retro courses. They're not. They're not very good. They're not very good.
They're not.
Now, I give this game some slack in that regard, because it was on the DS and they couldn't really do a ton graphically. So I understand that they tried to go for some more simple courses from the first 4 games. But it was also the first time that they tried something like this, so you can't really give them too much shit. Plus, there's some good ones in Mario Kart DS anyway. You got Luigi Circuit, Mushroom Bridge, both from Double Dash. There's also Luigi Circuit from Super Circuit, but I'm not going to talk about that one because it's not very good. You got Choco Mountain. Choco
Mountain's good. You got Sky Garden from Super Circuit.
Banshee Boardwalk is solid.
Banshee Boardwalk's pretty good.
Yoshi Circuit from Double Dash.
I think Yoshi Circuit's pretty impressive that they managed to get that on the DS, because it's not nearly as good as in Double Dash, but it still does the work. It does its job.
The Super Nintendo course selection is kind of bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. You don't have to be nice. It's really bad. I mean,
He has to be nice because it's his game.
Listen, yeah, I mean...
So I understand Mario Circuit 1 because it's kind of like, oh, we're doing retro courses for the first time. We got to retro the very first course in the entire franchise. Like, I get that. Choco Island 2 is literally worse than in the first game. Control-wise, it handles like shit. I don't like it. It's bad.
Choco Island 2... is a choice.
Not good.
It's not good.
Not good.
Not a good choice.
What are the other two SNES ones? I forgot.
Donut Plains 1 and Koopa Beach 2. Koopa Beach 2 is pretty good.
Koopa Beach 2 solid.
Donut Plains 1 is okay.
I'm not a fan of them picking Donut Plains when they already have a Mario Circuit. Like, to me, Donut Plains and Mario Circuits, like, they kind of overlap.
They're kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, one of them's a road, one of them's a dirt, but like they're both the super colorful blocky border areas in grassland. Like
literally the difference between Mario Circuit and Donut Plains is that one is from Mario 3 and the other is from Mario World.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, yeah, they could have picked some better courses for the retro courses. I think that's the weakest part of this game. Otherwise, it's really good.
I do think it's funny how like the one Bowser Castle that they brought back for this game is in the Banana Cup, and it's not even the final race in the Banana Cup.
Yeah, it's like near the beginning. It was the GBA Bowser Castle
2? Yep.
Yeah, that's
which
funny.
is not a bad one.
No, it's
honestly.
not. It's pretty good. It's just as weird that it's that early, and then the final course of the Retro Cups is Yoshi Circuit, because
weird final course.
Like, it's the weird thing about DS is that they did this very rigid structure. Every cup was SNES, N64, GBA, GameCube. Next cup, same thing. Next cup, same thing. Next cup, same thing.
So like it makes sense in that regard, but also like I feel like they very easily could have like brought in either Super Circuit or Super Nintendo Rainbow Road. Like,
it is a couple games before we see a Rainbow Road in the Retro Cup, so
yeah,
it wasn't something that they established yet.
No, but still, I mean, like, they could have. There was nothing that said they couldn't.
I would have been fine if they just had a Bowser Castle at the end. Like, it's just Yoshi Circuit's weird.
Yoshi Circuit is weird.
But
like, the DS
Bowser Castle on Mario Kart DS.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I
don't think the DS could handle Double Dash Bowser Castle.
No. Lord, no.
It would not. They would have had to change the structure for the courses.
I will say though, part of me is okay with that because like I mean, the DS Bowser Castle and Rainbow Road are both sick, and like they're good enough that I feel like they don't need to have another Bowser Castle or another Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
So,
this game hurt my thumbs.
I mean, like, aside from that, this is also the one thing that you unlock in this game, like at the very end, is you unlock the ability to play
with any cart on any character.
Yeah, so like the thing about this game is that like it was the first game to have like multiple carts per character. So like at the beginning I think you just have one to start, right? Two to start. Okay. And then so each character has 2 carts to choose from. One like a standard like a base model Mario Kart cart, and the other is like a more unique one like for the character at hand. Like Mario has the B-Dasher, Luigi has the vacuum, Yoshi has the egg,
Waluigi has the fucking forklift thing.
Waluigi has a fucking forklift, or not a forklift, it's like a fucking
like a
construction crane.
Yeah. DK has the freaking rhino thing that looks like the pal from Donkey Kong Country.
It looks like Rambi, yeah. But like eventually you unlock a 3rd cart for each character, and eventually you can just pick any cart with any character you want, and that's pretty fucking cool. So like no matter what stats a character has, you can just like, if you want them to have different stats, just pick a different cart. There you go.
Yeah.
So it's like not quite customizable, but like it's an early version of customization, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, it's more just fleshing out what Double Dash had already started, because Double Dash, it was based on like the weight classes, but DS was like the first time we'd really be able to kind of pick and choose stats, like the fine-tuned way that we can today.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that you can have like Bowser in the Yoshi egg or like Toad in the Waluigi dirt bike.
Yeah, I think
great.
I think one of the exceptions is Rob. He has two things that like it's like exclusive to him, because he has like a mode where he's like just like he's got legs and then they have wheels, then he just goes. And then there's another one where he's got like
just goes.
Like I think there's like he has like the gyromite pieces, and he just goes. He's not even in a cart. He's just like he's just roaming around.
When you go.
When you go. That is Rob the Robot in Mario Kart in a nutshell.
I love it. I love Rob's inclusion in this game too. I think it's
wacky.
It's wacky as fuck, but I love it. Rob is also the heaviest character in this game, tied with Bowser.
I believe it.
They have listed weights for every character in the game, and him and Bowser both have 50.
Oh, wow.
The lightest character is surprisingly Dry. Well, I guess not surprisingly, because he doesn't have any flesh, but
he's
Dry
dead.
Bones. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'll say, just to kind of go through it quickly, because we got a lot more to talk about. Mario Kart DS is really solid. I like it a lot. I'm not a fan of the retro course selection, but I'll cut it some slack because it was the first time it was doing it, and it was on hardware that couldn't reasonably handle two of the systems that it was adopting stuff from. So
yeah,
it was doing its best. The roster for a handheld Mario Kart, I mean, it's solid. You got the core 8. You've got Waluigi and Daisy, who are like basically like grandfathered in core 10 characters, except for that one game that doesn't have Waluigi in it. We won't talk about that. I mean, actually we will. Yeah, it's just a good all-around game. Like, if you're looking for a Mario Kart for single-player content, this is probably one of the best ones, because like you got mission mode, you got battle mode, you got versus, you got Grand Prix, you got everything.
Does it have time trials?
It has time trials, yeah.
Oh, it does have everything. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has time trials. It has staff ghosts.
Yep, got everything. So yeah, no, I think it's a pretty solid game.
It also has customizable cart designs,
the emblems,
because you could like
I mentioned
the you could like draw. Did you mention that?
Yeah, I mean we didn't talk about it though. Have you ever made anything with it?
Nothing too crazy.
How many penises did you make?
Not a lot of penises. I think the thing I was the most proud of was like the S, like you did the
crazy S.
That's
that's a good emblem.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's perfect.
The emblem of all time.
That's about all I got, though.
Yeah. You got anything to add about Mario Kart DS, Landon?
It definitely came out. I definitely played it. It was definitely fine. And I would definitely play this more than the first 3 games.
There you have it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Did you have something to add in, Jack? I heard you had something else.
Like Landon, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has definitely surpassed this, like, by a mile. But, like, this is still, like, my second favorite Mario Kart game, I would say. Like, it was my original favorite.
All right. So the next game that came out was Mario Kart Wii, released for the Nintendo Wii on April 27th, 2008 in North America, selling 37.38 million units, making it the second best-selling Wii game. It is only available on Wii.
Was it not one of the Wii U download titles?
I don't think so.
No, it wasn't. They made Metroid Prime a download title, but not Mario Kart Wii.
That's
very interesting.
Pretty funny, honestly.
But yeah, Content-wise, it is the first game in the series to include bikes, which are an alternate to karts. You've got the trick system for the first time. Allows you to trick off certain ramps for boosts. It is the first game in the series to have 12 racers on the track at once rather than 8. And it had a tournament mode for online exclusively, similar to DS's mission mode, but I mean, it's not really. It's also no longer available because, I mean, unless you use like home servers, but yeah. It is the only, this is an interesting thing I found out. Apparently, it is the only home console game in the series that Grand Prix is single player. You can't do Grand Prix with 2 players.
Huh.
I don't know why.
I did not notice that.
I
don't think I ever noticed that.
I don't know why, but apparently, don't quote me on it. I was researching. That's what it said. I'm going with it.
I'm gonna quote you on it.
There was 32 courses again across the 4 Nitro Cups and the 4 Retro Cups mentioned in the last entry. You had Mushroom Flower Star Special, Shell Banana Leaf Lightning. There are 24 playable characters, not including the newly introduced ability to race as a Mii. That's right, you can race as your Mii, starting in Mario Kart Wii. But there are the core 8. You've got 10 more returning characters across various games, and 6 newcomers. You've got, I did not list them off here, but I mean, you've got King Boo's returning. You have Rosalina, Funky Kong. Who are the other ones? Dry Bowser.
Don't forget series newcomer, Harvard.
Baby Daisy.
Daisy, baby.
Baby Daisy. Who else am I forgetting? I don't have the image up. Baby Peach was another one. They basically just made the 2 babies so that they had a whole row of babies up top. Because they had, like, everything was evened out. So the 24 was, like, lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight. I'm trying to remember the other ones. But anyway, there is still a battle mode, although this is kind of the weak point of Mario Kart Wii, to be honest. It has Balloon Battle or Coin Runners, which replaces Shine Runners. It's kind of similar. It's like the closest thing. Coin Runners would actually be pretty much a mainstay battle mode going forward for the most part. But they are teams only in this game. There's no way to play with just single characters. It's all teams. But they did have 10 maps, making it the game with the most maps to play on. There's 5 new and 5 returning. Oh, one other thing about this is because it was teams only, they also made it timed only. There's no like last man standing anymore like previous games had. And this is something that would carry over to later games, is that be timed. So if you like the battle modes of previous games where you got to like play as a little Bob-omb and like go like screw with the other racers, that's not a thing anymore because everything's timed and you get to keep playing. It's all right, but like Mario Kart Wii's battle mode itself is, it's got a lot of courses at least.
Extremely good courses in the battle mode. Extremely poor.
The balloon. I think the balloon battle's the thing that suffers. Like Coin Runners is fine. You just run around and get coins, but like balloon battle is kind of shit.
The fact that it's only teams is just so disappointing.
And not only that, the balloon battle, like, there's no point of the balloons.
Yeah.
There's no point because you just respawn and you don't lose points. See, in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you lose points. It makes the timing like work. Doesn't do that in this.
There's literally no point. It's basically just like who can hit the enemies the most.
Yeah. Pretty much.
The balloons are just irrelevant.
Now that said, might not be the best battle mode in the series, but
some of the best battle mode courses or like arenas though.
But did anybody else have a thing to mention about battle mode? Because I was going to move on to a separate thing.
Not really.
The course selection in this game. Oh man, I have
fucking blows. Yeah,
wow.
I'm glad we're all in agreement on that one.
No. So here's the thing. Although Mario Kart 64 was like my first major Mario Kart that I spent a lot of time on, it's not the one that I first really like. I wouldn't say it's the one that like made me a Mario Kart fan. It's this game. Mario Kart Wii is like very special to me. I played the hell out of this game. I played a lot of it online. I played a lot of it offline. I played a lot of it during a time where I was constantly going I would have like friends over, so we'd play. And it was also the game I would play a lot when I was going through a really hard time in my life at that time. So it was, just a lot of fun that I was able to have, just kind of keep me going through the day. It was just, the courses are just so good in this game. Like they're not perfect, but I think the overall course selection, both retro and nitro, are some of the best up to that point in the series. There's so many good nitro courses. I mean, they're not all great. Like a couple of them are whatever, but like most of them are so good. You've got Coconut Mall, you've got Koopa Cape, which was poor Koopa Cape. It was so good in this game, and they kind of, later games
butchered.
I mean, you've got Maple Treeway. That's a really good classic. You've got stuff like, Daisy Circuit's nice and simple, pretty good course. Toad Factory. Bring back Toad Factory, damn it.
Bring the fuck back Toad Factory. My God.
That's a good fucking Mushroom Cup
course. What a great course that has not been brought back a single time, but they've brought back fucking Mushroom Gorge twice.
Which is a good course. It's decent, but like Toad Factory.
It's no Toad Factory.
Exactly. Moonview Highway, still one of my probably my personal favorite like traffic track in the entire series. Just so much fun. You've got the iconic Rainbow Road from this game. You've got the Bowser Castle is generally regarded as pretty good. I think I liked it quite a bit. I mean, you have other ones. Landon will not agree with me here, but I really like Grumble Volcano.
Eat poopy.
But yeah, and then the retro courses, the only thing I don't like about the retro course selection in this game is that they put way too many fucking Mario courses in this. There's 3 Mario courses in the retro cups. Why? Like, there's a Mario Circuit or a Mario Raceway in 3 out of the 4 cups of the retro cups. It's just kind of ridiculous. But
is there?
Yes. There's the GameCube one. Yeah. There's the N64 one.
I forgot about the N64 one.
And Mario Circuit 3 from Super Mario Kart. There's so many.
Someone brought... I remember, like... Someone brought up that, like, the only reason Mario Circuit 3 got brought back into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is because it was a retro course in Mario Kart Wii. And they're, like, kind of pandering to the Mario Kart Wii crowd.
The Battle Course Pass did bring a lot.
Later.
We'll get back to that later. We'll circle back.
But, I mean, like, I would agree overall that Mario Kart Wii has, like, when you combine the Nitro and the Retro courses, like, one of the best, like, track selections in the series, if not the best.
I would argue, so I know this is me personally, and part of it is nostalgia, because I do love Mario Kart Wii dearly, but I really think that the course selection, if you compared it to all of the base games, so Mario Kart 8's base game, because that the DLC and the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe stuff, that's an entirely separate beast. But just take all the base games with their 32 courses, I think Mario Kart Wii had the best selection overall. Mario Kart 7 is close, but Mario Kart Wii, I think, had the best.
I think, I might agree with that. I think Mario Kart Wii wins in terms of, like, just overall selection.
The thing I like about Mario Kart Wii is that it knows the retro courses are retro courses in a way that, like, it's kind of funny that, like, you're racing on what you can literally tell is an old course, but they touch the visuals up, so like they play up that retroness, and I think I like that wackiness to it. I think it's nice. It's endearing. So yeah, I'm not gonna say Mario Kart Wii's perfect, because it's not. You know that item bullshit that I was talking about in Mario Kart Double Dash, where there's a lot of stuff going on, and you've got Mario Kart 64 kind of introduced the Mario Kart item bullshit the way that we see it. Mario Kart Wii's the worst about it. It is. Yeah. It's so bad.
It really is.
The 12 racer thing, the rubber banding is like really crazy, and they huddle up at you, so they'll always bonk you as, like, you'll have like 5 racers pass by you, and you can get hit by like 10 red shells. This is not an exaggeration. You can actually just get hit by a ton of red shells in the same course. Spiny shells, you can have like 3 or 4 if you get in first place enough and there's enough going out.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Definitely.
It's crazy. The bad thing about Mario Kart Wii is, unlike Double Dash, where I mentioned a good part about it is you keep going. You got the momentum. On Mario Kart Wii, you get a hit, that you are tumbling upwards, you're falling down, you're stopping, and then you get to go. So like, it's super punishing. It is classic Mario Kart punishment. And that is honestly not that good a feeling in a game like that. So like, I'll say I love the game to death, but it's super punishing, and the items are super bullshit. So
it's also the one that introduces the cloud. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think the cloud is an interesting item. The blooper introduced in Mario Kart DS, I'm not a fan for. I think that they could get rid of the blooper. The thunder cloud would be interesting if you could just choose when to use it, because that's the problem with the thunder cloud, is that as soon as you get it, it just activates on its own. So like sometimes there's nobody there, so you just get screwed. But like if you got to choose when to use it, you could like play hot potato. It'd be kind of fun. There'd be like a level of strategy to it. Yeah,
that's actually a smart way to fix that.
And I think that's just the problem, is that a lot of Mario Kart Wii's items, they just don't execute. They don't work well in practice as much as they would be conceptually. Like the Mega Mushroom seems really cool. It lasts like 3 seconds. And you can never get it in like good positions. Like you can only get it really in the back. So like at that point, you just want a bullet bill. You don't want a Mega Mushroom. Or a star, that's better. Like the Mega Mushroom, why do you want that at that point? It's like, and then of course I mentioned the blooper. I don't like the blooper. I never have and never will. It's dumb. But I mean, it's Mario Kart bullshit at its finest. Mario Kart Wii. That's all I gotta say about that.
Landon,
I never want to play this game ever again. Mostly for the bullshit.
Would
you play DS before this one?
Yes.
All right.
Mario Kart DS also doesn't have levels of item bullshit that Double Dash or Wii have. Like it's nice. It's nice and tame by comparison. Just do your kart thing.
It's fine. It's more aggressively fine than Super Mario Kart. But that's because it has the biggest highs and the biggest lows.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
That's fair.
That is fair.
Whereas Super Mario Kart is just
meh.
It's just fine. So I would play this probably before the first 3 games, but I don't want to. I can play as Funky Kong in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe now, so I'm good.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So, next up is Mario Kart 7, which was released for the Nintendo 3DS on December 4th, 2011 in North America, selling 18.98 million units. It is the best-selling 3DS game. Only available on 3DS, no re-release, obviously.
What? They need to fix that.
This is bullshit.
But content-wise, it introduced kart customization. Now, you don't just pick a kart, you also pick wheels and a glider. Glider, because they also introduced gliding segments and underwater segments to the series. That's right. No more just going through a racetrack and just going on just the road. You can go through the air, you can go under the water. There's a lot of new design options there. You have the 32 courses, the same as DS and Wii. You got your 4 Retro Cups, 4 Nitro Cups, same ones I listed earlier. Interesting thing about Mario Kart 7 is that there's no way to play versus in single player. If you want to play the courses, you have to play Grand Prix.
That is like
opposite problem as Mario Kart Wii.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, has the opposite problem.
Ever since this game came out, that has been its most glaring flaw, in my opinion.
What about Waluigi?
Like,
oh yeah, and this game doesn't. Oh yeah, speaking of 16 playable characters, not including me, there is the core 8, 4 returning characters. Waluigi is not one of them. and
Yeah,
then 4 newcomers.
I was going to say earlier, but I was going to wait until we started talking about this game. I think DS has a better character selection than this game. Like, fewer characters, yes, but it has Waluigi.
It has Waluigi.
Like, how the fuck do you not include Waluigi?
But, counterpoint, Wiggler. Case closed.
It does have Wiggler, and it does have Queen Bee.
Bring back Queen Bee.
But, like, how the fuck do you put in Lakitu as a newcomer and not have Waluigi?
Yeah, it's weird. And here's the funniest part. Waluigi Pinball was brought back as a retro course.
It was! Not that I'm upset about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just weird that they bring back the course, but not the character.
I think what would have been funnier if they still had Rosalina's Ice World, but Rosalina.
But they cut Rosalina. Like, they made a whole new course for this character and cut the character.
Cut her from the game.
Funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of, so I mentioned this. I haven't mentioned this before. So Rosalina was one of the newcomers in Wii, but she wasn't alone. She had Luma with her. They got rid of the Luma. There's no Luma anymore.
There was no room.
That's true.
The real reason to pick this character is gone.
Damn.
Because
I'm
Rosalina's
kidding.
butt is so big, they had to remove Luma.
Yeah. No, it's just because, 3DS, they probably didn't want the extra character model running down what could possibly, be. I mean, they were probably going with the same problems as DS for its time. They had to work.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, the 3DS, they did this for a lot of games. Like, Ice Climbers couldn't make it in Smash because of that. So,
Yeah.
Transformations had to be cut into separate characters. So, I mean, it's just a thing that ran. And then the last thing I want to mention before we continue to just talk about it as a whole is there are 2 battle modes for this game. You've got Balloon Battle and Coin Runners returning. There's 3 retro maps, 3 new maps. So you've got 2 solid battle modes, pretty solid selection of maps, I think. So the battle mode's okay, it's fine, it's pretty good. They just, yeah, I have to say, my biggest gripes about 7 is they clearly rushed this for a holiday release and then never updated it with key features that it was missing. Like the course selection
100%.
is fine for the most part. I think the retro tracks do a lot of heavy lifting. The nitro courses can be kind of hit or miss. There's some really good ones.
Yeah.
And then there's stuff that's like, nothing is egregiously bad. There's nothing in this game that's like Super Mario Kart or Mario Kart 64 levels of bullshit course design. But like, there's just some meh stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
I'm never going to want to go back to Cheap Lagoon. Like, I don't need it.
Yeah. I think, like, in terms of the Nitro courses, this is one of the weaker games in the series. There are some really high highs. Like, DK Jungle, excellent. Rainbow Road, really fucking good as well. Fucking Music Park is great.
Piranha Plant Slide's good.
The Woohoo Island courses are pretty solid.
Rock Mountain's alright.
But then you have, like, Toad Circuit.
Toad Circuit?
Top.
Neo Bowser City.
Bottom.
Rosalina's Ice World.
Yeah,
I'll say
one of the worst Bowser's Castle in the series.
I think the only thing, like, this is the worst of the 3D Bowser castles by far. The only thing it's possibly better than are some of the SNES and GBA ones, and that's it.
Yeah, no, how did they go so wrong? DS had, like, one of the best Bowser Castle in the series, in my opinion. And then you go from that to 7 Bowser Castle, and it's aggressively okay.
Yeah.
But, like, either way.
But the retro course selection, man.
I was going to say, Nitro courses, inconsistent. Retro courses, holy shit. There's so many fucking good ones.
Possibly the best lineup of retro courses out of all the base games.
Not possibly. Objectively the best.
You know what? I'll agree with that. I mean,
holy shit. They actually feel like another 4 cups.
Read
like
them all off right now.
Okay.
Do it.
Luigi Race, N64 Luigi Raceway.
Solid first course. I mean, as a first course of the retro cups, good.
as the first course of the retro, yeah, acceptable. GBA Bowser Castle 1.
Not too bad.
Sure.
I think I had a good glow up.
Mushroom Gorge.
Good.
Solid. DS Luigi Mansion.
Pretty good.
Good course.
Solid course.
64 Koopa Beach.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Super Nintendo Mario Circuit 2.
It's
unremarkable, except they added the ramp.
And also,
they added the...
Yes. And that just makes it more interesting than Mario Circuit 3 in Wii or 8 Deluxe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I should say they added the glider section to the ramp, is what I meant to say. Coconut Mall, great course. Waluigi Pinball, great fucking course.
How did they get away with the Banana Cup having 2 All-Stars back-to-back like that?
Yeah, after Mario Circuit 2 of all courses.
And the only thing that's wrong with, in my opinion, with Coconut Mall in that version is that it was a hardware limitation. They had to take out all those spectators and stuff because rendering problems. But like the layout is the same, the visuals are the same. You know, you've got you still got everything. Coconut Mall is still there.
Yeah, you got 64 Calamari Desert.
Good.
DSDK Pass, which is it's all right.
I like it more in 7 than in DS. I'll give it that.
That's fair.
Because it's got the it's got the snowy, foggy feel. So like wintry.
Daisy Cruiser.
Good.
Great course. Maple Treeway.
Good.
S tier course.
Still
Koopa
good
Cape.
Koopa Cape, not as good as Wii, but
not as good as Wii. Still better than the 8 version.
I was gonna say I like the fact that they added the cheaps. You still had something interesting there in the tube section.
Dino Jungle, improvement over the original.
Classic. Loved it in Double Dash.
Airship Fortress, fucking classic.
Yes.
Classic.
And finally,
Loved it in
Super Nintendo Rainbow Road.
Oh my god. Oh.
And
this was it. This was what spawned Landon's love for Super Nintendo Rainbow Road.
Definitely
he doesn't give a
Super Mario Kart.
I was gonna say he doesn't give a fuck about Super Mario Kart, but Super Nintendo Rainbow Road.
And I showed
I
showed Landon the music for the GBA version of Super Nintendo Rainbow Road, and goddamn, they butchered that shit so bad. Super Nintendo Rainbow Road on Super Circuit is just not good.
I'm somehow not surprised.
Oh yeah.
But like, holy shit, this retro course selection is actually really fucking solid. Almost all of them are some of the best courses from their respective games. Like,
they could have picked some better, like, at least one of them. They could have picked a better DS course, but like they still got Airship Fortress.
They still have Waluigi Pinball and Airship Fortress to make up for DK Pass and Luigi's Mansion.
And if
Mansion
could they have picked better?
Pretty fun though.
Yeah.
I remember.
I mean, I'm not even saying that Luigi's Mansion is a bad course.
I forgot that they had 4 courses. I forgot 3DS was weird. So they had what, 2 SNES, 2 GBA, and then 444 for the other 3, right?
I think so. No, actually, there are only 3 64 courses.
Okay.
And there are...
I was thinking about the Wii's allocation, because 7 had an extra game it had to cover.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, it's solid retro course selection.
Yeah, for sure.
Even the meh stuff is still pretty good. The 3DS versions are better than their originals for the ones that are like not as good, and then the ones that they brought back that are really good courses, they hold up pretty well on this game. So like, yeah, I think, like I said, I think my main issue with 7 is that they just never added the option to play versus mode by yourself.
Yeah,
and they cut a few characters that they just objectively should not have cut.
Yeah.
So
I like Mario Kart 7 a lot. I think it's a really solid game. I also think it's kind of lacking in content. Like, quality over quantity, but like, it says a lot about how they tried to rush it out, that it has less content than Mario Kart DS.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, a system that objectively is way less powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, like it sucks that like a lot of people will give the next game flack for its base roster being like not good, but like even that was better than 7's roster, because 7's roster just has baffling exclusions. Let's be real. Like Waluigi and Toadette were almost Mario Kart staples at this point, and they were not in this game. Like, how are characters like these that have been in at least 2 other games not in this one? Like, it's weird. I don't know. But yeah, it's still a good game. It controls pretty good. It feels a little slow compared to like Wii or Mario Kart 8. And that might just be the fact that like they have the controls of like these modern Mario Kart games, but it goes back down to 8 racers instead of 12. So maybe it just feels like it's kind of a little less, but at least the item bullshit as a result is like there's not nearly as much item bullshit. At least it's pretty good. Did anybody have anything else to add about Mario Kart 7?
Yeah, I have to talk about it now. Mario Kart
yeah.
7 is a perfectly acceptable game. It has one of the best courses in existence, and I never want to play this game ever again.
Because it was literally just objectively replaced by the next game we're going to talk about. So,
yeah.
Here's the deal. Mario Kart 8 is a 10-year-old, almost 10-year-old game that has been updated multiple times. So I have broken this game up into sections. We're going to talk about Mario Kart 8, the base game. Then we're going to move to the DLC for 8. And then we're going to move to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because these all came out in order. And then we're going to talk about Mario Kart Tour, because that came out in between Mario Kart 8 and the Deluxe and the Booster Course Pass, which is the last thing.
And then the Booster Course Pass.
And then the Booster Course Pass. Cool. All right. So yeah, Mario Kart 8 base game.
All right. Now back to the part of the podcast that did not get cut. Initially released for the Wii U on May 30th, 2014 in North America, it sold 8.46 million units, making it the best-selling Wii U game, which is not surprising. What is surprising that it's been almost 10 years since then, and
we don't have Mario Kart 9, quote unquote.
I remember buying Mario Kart 8 on launch day and posting it in our private Skype chat. I'm like, hey guys, you guys ready to play this shit?
We were not.
We were not, truly.
Not to the level
it was.
I didn't even have Mario Kart 8. I mean, I didn't even have a Wii U to play Mario Kart 8 at the time when it came out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I got it later that year. I got a Wii U for Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. It was initially only available on the Wii U, but would later release on the Switch as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But more on that later.
So next, the rest is the content stuff.
Yeah. This is the game that introduced anti-gravity to the series as a mechanic. I was going to say core mechanic, but also it's the only
game that does this
so far. It's just that we are creeping in on year 10 of Mario Kart 8.
It does bring back the glider and underwater stuff from 7, by the way. I didn't add that in the notes, but I think that should be worth mentioning. And car customization is back, so a lot of stuff from 7 brought right over.
Yep. This was the game to introduce ATVs as a third vehicle option in addition to karts and bikes. They play like karts, but they're basically just karts, but the characters wear bike outfits if they have them.
Yeah.
In the initial release, there were 32 tracks, standard 16 Nitro and 16 Retro.
Same 8 cups.
Let's see. 29 initial characters, not including playable Miis, consisting of the core 8, 12 returning characters, and 9 new characters, which included, if I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, all the
Koopalings, Pink, Gold, Peach, and there was one other one.
Was it Cat Mario?
I don't think Cat Mario wasn't on the initial.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, Tanuki
list.
Mario was introduced in the DLC.
Because it was Cat Peach.
Yeah. Oh,
Tanuki
yes.
Mario.
Yeah, it was Cat. Yeah, those were both brought in the same DLC. I can't remember the last newcomer, but yeah, it was the Koopalings and Pink Gold Peach, and like one other one.
Oh, it was fucking Baby Rosalina.
Oh,
I forgot about
right.
And Baby Rosalina.
I fucking forgot about Baby Rosalina,
So
who was introduced for this game.
While the roster itself is fine, the newcomers are definitely the worst.
Yeah. Like, it was a very like common and normal complaint with Mario Kart 8 that despite the fact that it was a very good game when it came out, but the options for newcomers in terms of drivers were very
Yeah. I think
like
I think people kind of over exaggerate. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, Mario Kart 8 doesn't have a good roster, it did not have a good roster." It's like it's not that they had a bad roster. Like the roster's okay. You still had 20 other characters that were all good. It's just the newcomers were just not good picks.
And in the last and definitely least, not just for this game, but for the whole fucking series, battle mode in vanilla Mario Kart 8, which only consisted of balloon battle and did not have unique maps. It just used 8 regular tracks from the game for battle mode. They are completely unchanged. They didn't alter them in any way except for, I think, Yoshi Valley. They like changed some of the ramps so that you could go through them backwards, but like, boy, it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, so
holy shit, what an afterthought.
And it's only balloon battle. There's no other modes. So they don't even have coin runners, which was like starting to become a thing. Like,
yeah.
No,
I remember
Wii U battle mode. Fucking thumbs up.
Genuinely
Fucking awesome.
the worst fucking thing in the series. Thumbs up.
So bad.
Love it.
We played on it. Like, I remember Landon and I playing on that exactly like one time, immediately realizing it was dog shit and not worth playing, and then we never touched it again.
So, how do we feel though about the rest of Mario Kart 8 base game?
The rest of Mario Kart 8 is great.
I mean,
like,
you got fucking classics.
Oh my
Sunshine
god, you got
Airport,
classics.
classic.
Sunshine Airport.
Toad Harbor,
Classic.
Classic.
Electrodrome, classic.
Classic. Mount Wario, classic.
You got this game's Rainbow Road.
It's okay.
Dog shit.
Oh.
It's okay.
Oh.
It's bad.
It's not great.
Who invited you to the party?
I did.
You got Bone Dry Dunes.
Oh.
Oh.
Classic.
Class.
One of the weakest special cups in the series, to be fair.
Oh, one of the.
I think it's
I would
the weakest.
dare say the single weakest.
No. You guys are not putting this below Super Mario Kart Special Cup, okay?
I just did.
Super Mario Kart Special Cup is dog shit.
But Cloud, Super Mario Kart Special Cup has Super Nintendo Rainbow Road,
which in the
closed.
original version is hard as balls. And like
closed.
And all of the other courses in that cup are not good. There's like maybe one that's merely okay. All of them are
okay.
It's like
okay.
I think it's like Koopa Beach 1, 2. That's it.
Okay. Worst Special Cup in the 3D games. Is that acceptable?
I think I'd be willing to agree with that. Actually, yeah.
Because
even the things I'm not big on for like GameCube Special Cup, like Double Dash's Special Cup. I mean, Wario Coliseum's still fine, and Bowser Castle's so good. That's a good Bowser Castle. And
Rainbow Road.
I didn't talk about
has
it.
The goddamn.
The Rainbow Road from that game has a really good song, and the layout's it's better than the last couple Rainbow Roads before it. I'll give it that. It's a little too long, but it's still good. So like, yeah,
it's just never a good sign when your Special Cup peaks with the first course.
Yeah. It's
But like, man, looking back at the track selection from base Mario Kart Wii, we are so spoiled now with what we have.
Oh, you mean Wii U?
Or yeah, my bad.
But yeah,
I
agree. Like, The course selection is overall like it's all right. It's pretty good. I think
the nitro courses are good.
I think
overall.
I think the strongest aspect about this game though is just the gameplay. It just feels extremely good
Oh
to
my God.
play.
But
They basically what?
this is before the updates of having 2 items. You have to remember that.
Even then,
That's true.
I mean, even then, because I mean the 2-item thing that was they actually added that in Deluxe because the way that they did items, and that's good that you mentioned this. They nerfed items. If you drag it behind you, it's still in your item box. You don't get a new one.
Yeah.
So
So
you can only have 1 item, period.
yes, yeah. Which I mean, it's fine. I definitely don't care to want to go back to it, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I like the retro selection overall.
It's pretty good.
I think it's solid. And I like the
I'm not.
like the modifications that they made to some of them
I think
as well.
I think that's the thing that really boosts it is that Mario Kart 8 revamps retro courses, some of them in ways that we've never seen before in the entire franchise. They
Oh yeah.
like stuff like GBA Mario Circuit is so much better just by lifting up the U-turn, like just doing that.
Ultra hand.
And then
Ultra.
like even some like weaker stuff like Dry Desert I'm not a big fan of, but they added a water section. That's cool, I guess.
Still an extremely questionable inclusion. That course sucks.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I think Sherbet Land, the extra routes that they added,
Oh,
like
Sherbet Land is so good in this game.
I mean, I like it in Double Dash as well, but I think the visuals in Double Dash are better. Like, because of the colors and everything.
You think so?
I do. I don't like. I don't like the washed out night aesthetic that they go for in
I
the Wii
disagree.
U. I think it looks good, but I prefer the Double Dash version better. But layout wise, like this one's really good. Like you have so many different options of places to go. You can go in the water if you want. There's an underwater section if you want to go there. So much more detail, so much more to do. And that's just the thing with a lot of courses. There's just so much more detail and so much extra stuff that they crammed in there. Like
Unless it's Royal Raceway, and then they remove the ability to go to Peach's Castle.
Yeah.
Still classic.
Still a classic, though. Great course.
Would have been an
Undeniable classic.
would have been an S tier if they could have just let us ride into the castle. Just
Yeah, honestly.
But I mean, you have stuff like Toad's Turnpike is totally revamped. Jury's out on whether you prefer the N64 original or this one. There's kind of a lot of contention. I think that they're both good in different ways. And the way that they did Toad's Turnpike in this one, like adding the anti-gravity sections on the sides and making some of the traffic actually like interactable, that you can like go off a ramp that's like attached to one of the cars. Like it's pretty cool. Just a lot of these little things.
Yeah.
We could go
I mean,
on and on about the...
Honestly, there's more that we could talk about, but I think that pretty much covers the base game for Mario Kart 8, because we also have the DLC.
The first DLC. When we talk about DLC, we're talking about the Wii U DLC. There was 2 waves. Yep. Oh, there was 3 updates, but there was 2 waves of extra content, but go ahead.
Yep. There were 3 major updates for the game between late 2014 and mid 2015. The first update, which added the Mercedes-Benz carts and wheels and some small quality of life updates for some reason.
Yeah.
But
Talk about
Mercedes-Benz.
update. Favorite update.
Landon's
Let's go.
favorite update. Not even the one that brings in Super Nintendo Rainbow Road.
Sorry.
The one that brings in the Mercedes-Benz cars.
Yeah.
The second update that added the
Legend of Zelda
first-
Cross Mario Kart 8 content. We had...
I was going to say the first like crossover into a non-Mario franchise.
Yep.
For Mario Kart.
It also had 3 new characters, 3 new karts, a new bike, a new set of tires, a new glider, and there was 8 new courses split into the new Egg and Triforce Cups.
Wouldn't the DS technically, because didn't it have a Falcon kart in it?
Okay, that's true, but I mostly meant in terms of like
Falcon.
tracks and
Yeah.
I was mostly talking in terms of like characters and
Well,
track selection.
Rob for DS.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
Alright,
it's
never mind.
it's not
I'm a
the
fucking
I mean
idiot.
it's not the first major. It's not the first time we've had like outside Mario Kart content, outside Mario content in, but it's the first like major push to add a bunch of like crossover stuff on this scale.
Yeah.
And then the third update.
Yeah, the third update, which was the Animal Crossing crossover content, which included 3 new characters, 2 new carts, 1 new bike, 1 new ATV, 1 new set of tires, 1 new glider, 8 new courses split into the Crossing and Bell Cups, as well as 200cc.
They added 200cc to this game.
Pac-Man
wasn't in Arcade Mario Kart. We can talk about that when we get to the side games.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Boy, howdy. I remember being so excited for the DLC.
I'm still excited for this
to
DLC.
come out. Oh, yeah. I remember...
It was good DLC.
I can't wait
Is it
for
November
it to launch.
Is it November 2014 yet?
So
Yes.
close.
I remember being like... When the first wave came out with the Zelda, I like those courses a lot less than the Animal Crossing ones, honestly. Like, despite Super Nintendo Rainbow Road, I mean, like, Yoshi Circuit is cool, Excite Bike is cool, Dragon Driftway is cool,
Fucking
Mute City is
class.
cool, but like, I don't know, Hyrule Circuit itself, I'm as I mentioned in our Mario Kart tier list,
Which will be up
Which-
at some point in the near future. Going to be like the beginning of the month.
Join our Patreon. Silver
Join our
Stooges.
Patreon.
Thanks. Bye.
It's an exclusive to our patrons.
I think Hyrule Circuit's kind of mid. Like, it's fine. There's nothing really too special about it. But like, the Animal Crossing selections, you got Baby Park,
Bad.
you got Wildwoods,
Good.
you got Animal Crossing,
Okay.
you got Ribbon Road,
Pretty good.
you got Super Bell Subway,
Awesome.
Yeah.
you got Big Blue.
Okay.
Just ignore Neo Bowser City.
What?
What?
Huh?
Okay, perfect.
There's
There were
9.
seven-
There's
there were 7
there's-
courses added.
I was gonna say, yeah, they added 7 courses,
Yeah.
right? I don't remember.
I also
I don't remember there
I also
being another
didn't
course
even-
in one of those cups.
didn't even mention Cheeseland because it's fine.
They took out the space theme.
Yeah.
Should have been in space. I do like the layout though. Layout's good.
Did you guys have anything you wanted to say about the DLC cups?
I remember being excited just for the fact that like they were adding content to an existing Mario Kart game. This is the first time that we've seen this. So
Yep.
just the prospect that like 32 courses was no longer the end. There was more. You could see more courses, you could see more content, more modes with 200cc. I don't play it, but I'm happy for people that like it.
More colors of Yoshi.
More colors of Yoshi.
Hell yeah.
Now you can play as a blue Yoshi or a pink Yoshi or whatever Yoshi.
Or a green Shy Guy.
There's 10 color options.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So I remember being really excited, and I remember one of the things I was super excited for, which is a reason that I was hyped as well for the Booster Course Pass later on, is the price point that they gave this DLC was so reasonable, so enticing. It was
Wasn't it like $13?
It was $12.99,
Yeah.
I think, for both waves.
It was something. It was stupid.
Stupidly low. It's
Yeah.
like you don't expect that much content for that much money, and it's like, okay, all right.
The amount of work that they have to do for one course, even if they're just bringing a course, like a retro course back,
they put
the
more
amount
work.
of work.
Yeah,
What the fuck? Why are they
I mean-
charging like pennies?
yeah. Because the thing is like Mario. So like the Booster Course Pass, we'll talk about it. The amount of effort that went into that was not nearly as much as that they went into for the DLC for base Mario Kart 8. They put so much effort into the base 8 DLC that those courses look like they were in the base game to begin with. Like that's the level of quality they matched it. Like even something simple like Super Nintendo Rainbow Road. The visuals are so much better in Mario Kart 8. They revamped the way that the road itself looks. They made the thwomps bigger and they have so much more detail to them. And you've got like extra like rippling effects to trick off of, even more than like what little was there for Mario Kart 7. And all the visuals that they did, so good. And the courses themselves, layout wise, everything else is just super solid. Good DLC.
Good DLC.
But
anything you wanted to add, Landon?
Don't want to ever play it again.
It is the DLC that added Super Nintendo Rainbow Road.
Oh, never mind. Want to play it again? Let's go. I'm gonna boot up some Wii U's. Let's go.
Yeah. So Mario Kart 8 was unfortunate in that it was a Wii U game. So they would decide when Nintendo had new hardware, rather than make a totally new Mario Kart game, just bring back the old one. It's perfectly fine.
And
no one played it.
And everyone just kind of collectively agreed that it was a good move.
Yep. So I'll take over for this one.
Jack and I, who spent hundreds of hours in Mario Kart 8, were like...
On the Wii U.
On the Wii U. We're like, hey, let's spend $60 more on this.
Yeah.
We got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
We did.
Released for Nintendo Switch on April 28th, 2017 in North America. It has sold 57.01 million units. As of this podcast, it is still selling like hotcakes. I think a quarter before, it was at like 54 million units. This shit's probably going to pass 60 million units like this year. It's crazy. It's insane. It is, as you could probably surmise, the definitive version of Mario Kart 8. It includes all the DLC and pretty much all the content from the Wii U game, except for the Wii U game's horrendous battle mode. Thank God, because they replaced the battle mode with a new battle mode much closer to the previous games. And I'm not going to lie, looking back, there's a lot, comparatively for battle modes, there's a lot here. You've got 5 modes. You've got, and they're all returning stuff, except for one. There's even a new mode. You've got Balloon Battle, Coin Runners, Shine Thief, Bob on Blast, and the new Renegade Roundup. And there's 8...
Breaking the law.
There's 8 battle maps with 5 new and 3 returning.
One of them is a squid crossover.
And one of them is a crossover. One of the new ones is a crossover. Yep. So you have 1 crossover, 4 new Mario Kart style ones, and then 3 returning ones. That gives you 40 combinations. If you play each course on each battle mode style, that's 40 combinations. That's kind of insane, actually, now that you think about it. But continuing on, this also had all of the non-Mii characters, the 35. There's still Mii's, but there's 35 non-Mii characters as of the end of the DLC from the previous game. They're all here, and then it also includes a couple more newcomers on top of that. Landon said one of them was a crossover for the battle mode. You have crossover characters that go with that battle map, because you got Splatoon, got the Inkling boy and girl as characters, you've got Urchin Underpass on the battle mode.
I'm still slightly disappointed that Splatoon didn't get its own unique course, but oh well.
I mean,
it works better as a battle map because of the concept of Splatoon, but I agree.
It makes Flounder sense, Heights. But Flounder Heights,
imagine racing on
God.
Flounder Heights, baby.
Oh my God, give it to me now.
Give it to us, Nintendo.
Of course, it has all 48 courses from the Wii U game, so all 12 of the cups that were in the Wii U game plus DLC, all here. Not going to go over them again. It, of course, did still receive numerous updates, and there is one major update that came out shortly after the game's release that included some content from Breath of the Wild. So you had a new variation of Link, and you had a new bike, new set of tires, and a new glider, in addition to all the extra stuff that was already there. I think it was in May or something. It wasn't too long after that they added that stuff. But that's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's content that was added. How do we feel about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe before the booster course pass? It's
fantastic video game. They fixed the only flaw with Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and that's its shit-ass battle mode. And they turned it and made it probably the single best battle mode in the series. Like, let's be honest. Just in terms of like the course selection, or the course selection, and like and the different game modes to just like make it super replayable.
I guess that's 40 different combinations. That's almost as many courses are in the game to start.
I think the biggest thing about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the amount of unlockables was cut to almost nothing.
Yeah. So the thing is I didn't mention this, but way back, the first 3 Mario Kart games did not have a whole lot of unlockables. Super Circuit did have the extra cups, but Double Dash started the tradition where there was a lot of unlockable stuff. So if you were a single player, you had a lot of content to look forward to unlocking. Karts, characters, modes, stuff like that.
And
Mario Kart 8 was the same way. You had a bunch of stuff that you could unlock. Mario Kart 7 started the thing where like you collect coins and that goes towards unlocking kart parts, which was, something to extend the gameplay. That is the only thing left in this game to unlock. Except for gold stuff. So there's like Gold Mario as a character.
No.
And he's just a variant of Metal Mario.
No,
so it's not even a full character.
I don't believe you.
I unlocked this character.
Nope.
I used them. You saw me.
I don't think so. I think you were behind me the whole time, so I don't believe so.
But yeah, that is like the one flaw with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I think they did that on purpose because they knew people were gonna buy it that already played the Wii U game, and they probably don't want to re-unlock everything. But now,
joke's on you. I did.
Yeah, it's like they could have added a few more things that we could unlock, like maybe make us unlock. I think. Was 200cc unlockable, or was that just from the start?
It's just from the start.
I think
why didn't they make 200cc unlockable? Like, that could have been cool. Just like do all the 150cc cups, unlock 200. Like, I don't know.
They should have made Mario himself unlockable.
That'd be weird. But yeah, I think that's the only weakness of this game. Like Jack said, like they fixed the one big problem. The battle mode sucked, and now it's good. In fact, it is actually really good. So, like, thumbs up.
All right, let's do it. Talk about it.
All right.
Bring it up.
There was another game. It is considered main series. So we're putting it in here.
We've got believe you.
Mario Kart Tour was a mobile and is a mobile game released for iOS and Android on September 25th, 2019, worldwide. So the thing about Mario Kart Tour is it is a mobile game, so you have a lot of rotating content. But I did want to highlight that there's a lot of course variations. They're considered separate tracks, but they'll take like one course and then they'll just really mix up the layout by adding extra stuff that forces you to go certain directions. And using this new method, they had 44 new courses across 14 real-life cities. These are the tour cities that we, all know and love. Got New York Minute and Paris Promenade and a bunch of other stuff. There was also a new type of course that they called remix courses, which have not returned yet, but they took the course themes from Super Mario Kart and they just made a bunch of different courses kind of like that, and just totally different layouts and all this other stuff, but with the style of Super Mario Kart themes, so that's interesting. They also had 9 other courses that were not Tour City themed, but are new courses. Some of them were introduced before being added to the Booster Course Pass, and some of them were like a simultaneous release. It's kind of weird. And then there's a couple that were added slightly after. I don't know. And then there's like tons and tons of returning courses, of course. Does anybody want to talk about Mario Kart Tour?
Jack, get it over with.
I have played very little of this game. I only just played it for the first time like a couple nights ago. It's alright. The controls suck ass. That's about it.
Cloud,
it's fine. Like graphically, it sounds looks okay. I'm not a fan of the mobile game structure, so like I don't like that they just like you just jump in and like play a bunch of random stuff and like that's it. The controls aren't great. Like you can customize them, you can tweak them, but they're still weird because mobile game. And I mean, admittedly, all of these like new course variation things, like when you like keep all of them separate, it's like who cares? I don't care.
Okay, my turn. I probably have put the most time into this game by now. I played through all of the cups for the last tour. I just downloaded it, last week? Whatever it was.
I played quite a lot, but some of my time was like back when it first came out too. So
yeah. So this last tour that they just had for Christmas, and then I've been playing it consistent just to have an opinion for this because I knew none of us would talk about it otherwise. It's a mobile game, so yes, the controls are going to be kind of funky, whatever. The design of the game fits the controls because you can rarely go off course. You can't really fall into pits unless you get knocked off it with an item. There's only so many areas that have like out of bounds where kart will slow down, so that it's designed around that. There is, when you start at the start of a tour, there is a bit of a drip feed, and because they want you to spend money, you stop earning points to level up your characters, and you stop getting coins at a certain point, which is, frustrating if you're just trying to like play through stuff. But it's like the most fun I've had with Super Nintendo and GBA courses because they just add shit to the courses.
Yeah, like
and
they mix.
And that's like what we were saying about like Mario Circuit GBA, like where they change it. They just add shit, and it like makes it fun to like be able to go through and do all the jumps and everything.
Yeah, it does make the courses feel different enough that it's like it's fun.
Yeah. So, will I play the game more than after this podcast? Probably not. Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle takes most of my time.
And I mean, let's be real. If you start running low on phone space, Mario Kart Tour is going first.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to go shortly after this podcast. We'll see. It's enjoyable enough. It does not make me want to spend money in it. But I have Daisy in a holiday outfit. Here's like the one thing I hope they do is in a future Mario Kart is one, battle mode. This makes me really want mission mode.
Yeah,
a Mario Kart game
they have
with
like challenges.
Mode. Yes, they give you challenges. So I want like some sort of like challenges that maybe help you unlock kart parts and stuff. Or like an actual like DS mission mode.
Yeah.
Those are those two things.
Please.
But then also like just give us like character costume variations. They don't have to fucking do anything. They're just the same slot. You just give us like they have different outfits. It's an unlockable. It's fine.
Yeah, there's
I feel like
so
that
many
will be a
different
thing in the
options.
next main series game.
Yeah, it has to. Like, here's the biggest thing. Give me fucking Captain Toad in the next fucking video game, you fucking cowards, Nintendo.
Not even Mario Kart game. The next video game they come out
The next
with.
video game that comes out,
Not even just Mario.
it's not even like what is their next? I think Mario vs. Donkey Kong is their next video game.
If Captain Toad's not in it, we riot.
If Captain Toad is not in Princess Peach Showtime, I am suing someone. Might be Phil Spencer, but I'm suing someone. Alright, that's my piece on Mario Kart Tour. I don't really want to play it. Once again, I don't really want to play it,
But there was something good that came out of Mario Kart Tour because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe got DLC in the form of the Booster Course Pass. There were 6 waves of DLC, through most of 2022 and 2023, adding 48 more courses across 12 new cups consisting of Golden Dash, Lucky Cat, Turnip, Propeller, Rock, Moon, Fruit, Boomerang, Feather, Cherry, Acorn, and Spiny. If it sounded like a lot, it is. There's 3 waves later on. The last 3 waves also added new characters. So we had 1 in Wave 4, there was 3 added in Wave 5, and Wave 6 added 4 more. So we had a total of 8 new characters, making roster of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe 48 characters, including the Mii. It's like 47? Yeah, 47 not including Mii's. That's a lot. It's a massive roster. There was also some quality of life updates as well. The 3rd wave also added the custom item option. You can pick which items are allowed or not allowed in your regular gameplay in versus modes and online, like when you play with friends and stuff. So no more. Do you not want to deal with lightning? No more lightning. You don't like the blooper? Fucking get out of here. You can customize. If you want all bombs, all shells,
Okay.
go for it.
Why not?
One thing about the
for it.
blooper in Mario Kart Tour, you can actually wipe away the squid ink
That's funny.
with your
Really?
finger.
That's
Yeah.
funny. I
It
didn't
actually-
encounter that.
He gets rid of it. So
And then Wave
The
6
only
added
game-
the music
the only game that blooper
is like
cool.
set. Yeah.
Continue about Mario Kart 8 booster
And then
pass.
yeah, the last wave also added a music jukebox, so like a lot of games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, you can like go through all the music and like listen to it. But yeah, so that is all the stuff that was added in the Booster Course Pass. Notably, all of the stuff that was added was content that was either in Mario Kart Tour or was going to Mario Kart Tour as well. So we would not have gotten this Booster Course Pass without the Mario Kart Tour existing. And yeah, Booster Course Pass. Let's talk about it. I think
It's good.
it got off to a rocky start,
Huh.
production quality wise, because like you could tell they put less effort into like making the tracks look like making them. They were just pulling from Tour, almost literally. But they started like really fixing some things up as they started going into more and more waves. Like some of the later waves, the course revisions that they did, and like some of the new courses that they made for both Tour and Mario Kart 8 at the same time are really good. Like, I mean, you have stuff like Squeaky Clean Sprint, Ninja Hideaway, Piranha Plant Cove. You've got really good returning courses like Waluigi Stadium. You've got Super Nintendo Bowser Castle 3 having like one of the biggest glow-ups of all time. Even Rosalina's Ice World came back and was better than the first time. You got some pretty good tour. The way that they did the tour courses is they like took the variations they had from Tour and they just kind of shrunk it down, condensed it, and it just became one course. Just all of that goes into one course. So that's why, like, when you go around in different layouts on different laps in the Tour cities, it's because of those variants. So, I mean, you have some pretty solid stuff in there. You have Singapore Speedway, Athens Dash, Amsterdam Drift is pretty good, Vancouver Velocity's all right. And then you have stuff like London Loop, which I don't
London Loop.
which I couldn't remember if you held a gun to my head.
Tokyo Blur.
Yeah,
Landon likes Tokyo Blur.
I do.
I truly don't understand why.
Los Angeles Laps has it
has a construction site.
It has, yeah.
It has a oil
Yeah.
fucking site.
An oil rig.
Oil fucking mining site. Anyway, Booster Pass. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I think for the value, for the amount. So here's the thing.
That's the thing.
It is $24.99
$25.
for all of that. 8 new characters and 48 new courses. That is almost half a game. And they charged you less than half of a full game.
good price.
It's a good price point. Just like with the Wii U's DLC. Very good price point for the amount of stuff you were getting. Yeah, it's solid. I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is now like the Mario Kart game, thanks to all this DLC and updates, and just there's so much to play now. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through the.
Love it,
we're gonna
hate it, never want to play it again.
I want to play it again right now.
We can't.
But
we have more
we're
podcast.
Yeah, we have more podcasts to do. So we got a few side games. We're going to just do a quick smasher pass through them. So we have Mario Kart Arcade GP 1 and 2. They're mostly the same game. 2 adds extra content, but it pretty much has all of the content from the first game. It literally came out just a couple years later in 2005. The first was in 2003. So again, they made this game with roughly the same engine that made Double Dash as well. So, smash or pass the first Arcade JP? Do you guys remember playing this one? Or there's also Arcade GP DX, which is a different game.
I think the one we played was DX.
I think the one I played was also DX.
I don't remember playing GP 1 or 2. I might have played GP 1 at one point, but I'm still going to pass.
So I'll say the main thing about the Arcade GP titles is that they were made by Namco Bandai. Namco earlier for the first.
Bandai Namco?
Yep. So you had some interesting inclusions for characters alongside the Mario Kart characters. You'd have Pac-Man, of course. I think Arcade GP DX is the one that has it, but Dawn from the Taiko no Tetsujin games.
Yes.
He's in the game.
Yes.
It's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, so like you got a bunch of you got some interesting characters. Obviously, it is a more arcade tuned experience, but there is still like the same kind of content. I think what was interesting is that Arcade GP DX, rather than have the courses just like different kinds of Mario Kart style courses, Arcade GP DX had this thing where like all of the course cups were like tied to a character. So like they had a character and then they had the courses that were based on them. And they had that like for everything. So it was pretty interesting. And then there was Mario Kart Live Home Circuit for the Switch, which is an AR game. You have the remote control car. It has a camera. You put stuff down in your living room if you are actually well off enough financially to have a sizable enough living room for such a thing.
But no carpet.
But no carpet, because you can't put that on that. No, it doesn't
Except
work.
all the ads showed it running on carpet, but if you put it on carpet, it doesn't really work well.
No. But yeah, I mean, they made that. That was also on the Switch. So technically, the Switch got a new Mario Kart game.
My favorite thing is to ask people when they say, I want Mario Kart for the Switch, and I ask them, do you mean live circuit? And then they give me the biggest blank stare. And we just have a stare off at that point.
You just do a little trolling.
It's the only thing that gives me joy at work.
Alright, so we're going to wrap up the Mario Kart talk with a few questions that I wanted to ask everybody. First off is, what are your top 4 favorite Mario Kart games?
From 4 to 1, Double Dash, Wii, DS, 8 Deluxe.
Okay. I'm going to go in the reverse order. I'm doing 1 to 4. Because the top one, obvious, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's just the best one. 2, Mario Kart Wii. I'm a nostalgia fan. 3, I'm going to give it to Mario Kart DS. It's good content. And then 4, probably Mario Kart 7. It's kind of close between 7 and Double Dash. Like, those two are kind of close, but I have to give it to 7.
I'll go I don't know. Let's go.
It doesn't have to be in an order if you want.
I have it in order. I was just trying to figure out a third order to do 4 games in. I'll leapfrog it. We'll go 4, 2, 3, 1.
Okay.
Yeah. DS, Double Dash 7, Mario Kart 8. For the Wii U.
for the Wii U.
Mario Kart 8, baby.
The base game before DLC.
Yes. But
Beautiful.
Mercedes-Benz update.
True.
So after the Mercedes-Benz update, but before the other two updates. That's the cutoff.
That's the cutoff, baby. Update number 1. That's what I want.
Next question. Who are your top 5 favorite characters to play as? Top 5 favorite racers?
I had a hard time, just choosing 5 because I kind of just go all over the place.
It really depends on the game.
Yeah.
It does depend on the game, but I tried to just make a general, if all of these characters are present in the game, these are probably the ones I'm going to be playing more often than not. So I put down Rosalina, Dry Bones, Male Villager, King Boo, and Daisy.
Okay. I have mine in a separate note file. I was kind of having a hard time picking, so I have 4 definite ones. I've got Rosalina. She's been my main throughout the modern ones. Toad, who has been my main throughout the classic ones for most of them. Bowser, who I just kind of use intermittently. I've used him a lot in 64. I used him a lot in Wii before I unlocked Rosalina, and I use him in 8 Deluxe sometimes. And Mario, I've actually grown to like using Mario in certain games. I like using Mario in Super Mario Kart, and I like using Mario in Mario Kart DS. I will say though,
B-Dasher, baby.
B-Dasher, baby.
Exactly. B-Dasher.
But I will say in Double Dash specifically, I main the Koopa Troopas just because I like spamming shells. It's fun, and their cart is small, so it's hard for them to get hit. So, next question though is
okay. Perfect.
Cloud.
Wait. Yeah, we'll sorry, I forgot about you again.
That's okay.
But no.
Next question was
what are your top 5 racers?
So I wrote down Toadette, specifically in like Double Dash and Wii. Daisy in Wii and 7. Toad and King Boo were like a main for me in Double Dash. And then there's only one character that I know of in Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so it's female.
I like how your favorite game is Mario Kart 8 before Female Villager came out, but
Yep.
Female Villager is the best character. All right.
Best character, baby.
There you go.
All right.
That's all you need.
So now the next, and I stole this question from Landon. Landon asked in a stream, and I put more thought into it. But what are four courses across the series that you would put together into your own signature cup? So what are 4 courses that like you feel really like would be like your cup?
For me?
Yeah. For you.
For me?
For you?
Yeah,
What's
what's
Jack's
cup?
Jack's cup?
I wrote down Sunshine Airport, Waluigi Pinball, DK Mountain, and Big Blue.
Okay.
And I also wrote down another one that was just for funsies, but it has a theme. Wild Woods, Toad Harbor, Maple Tree Way, and Mount Wario.
The theme is all of them are available in Mario Kart 8.
That is true.
Yeah, that's the theme.
No, what is the theme though?
The seasons.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Spring, summer, fall, winter.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. I had a thing that I did for the Mario Kart subreddit where it was like I did like Earth, Wind, Water, Fire. So I had like Sky Garden, Choco Mountain. I can't remember which water course I went with. I think I went with Cheap Beach, and then Grumble Volcano for fire. So like, but no, for my signature cup, it's mostly the same as what I said in the stream, but I decided to take Wii Rainbow Road out because like there's enough people that like Wii Rainbow Road. I wanted this course to speak more to me. So I did Ribbon Road, Dolphin Shoals, Grumble Volcano, and Airship Fortress. I like Landon's face because he's not liking it, and that means that I did a good job because I wanted him to not like it.
Yeah, but Airship Fortress is a good course. So
Yeah, you got Airship Fortress.
you messed up there. You should put Wii Rainbow Road back in.
Just to make it the ultimate Landon doesn't like this cup.
Yeah, anti-Landon Cup versus the Landon Cup.
Well, what is the Landon
for
Cup?
For the Landon Cup, I wrote down DK Jungle. Well, yeah, 3DS DK Jungle, Wii Maple Treeway, Double Dash Daisy Cruiser, and Super Nintendo Rainbow Road Mario Kart 8 version.
Okay. The next question.
I basically was going from I wanted one from each
Right.
game. Otherwise, Sunshine Airport probably would have
That's
been
what I did. Like it was tough picking like one from each game because you don't want to pick more than one from the same game because
it doesn't help that all four of those are playable in Mario Kart 8.
I guess I'll just go fuck myself.
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
Bye, Jack.
Sorry.
I mean, technically one of mine is from Mario Kart 8 base game, and the other one from 8 is one of the DLC courses.
Oh, that's
so.
that's that. It's still a little different.
But
next question is, what are your 3 favorite battle courses?
I tried to pick 3 different ones, or 3 courses from 3 different games. I couldn't.
It's hard, right?
Mostly because all of the strongest battle courses come from pretty much 2 games, Wii and 8 Deluxe. So I wrote down what I kind of technically did choose them from 3 different games, but also kind of not. I wrote down Woohoo Town from 8 Deluxe,
Good.
classic. Delfino Pier from Mario Kart Wii.
Good.
I like that one a lot because
the water level,
with the water level rising and shrinking the fucking playing area, it's like Fortnite before Fortnite.
They did something similar in Mario Kart 7, but they do it too slow, so it's not really as because it was but it was a totally different setting. It was like a beach one.
Yeah. And my third one is Battle Course 1 from Super Nintendo, or Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version.
Solid.
Which is, despite how simple the design is, extremely fun to play no matter what the game mode is. Super versatile. Bob on Blast, good as fuck. Renegade Roundup, really fun. Just regular balloon battle, it's a classic. It's a good one.
My 3 are Block Fort from N64 and was also in DS. I really wish that this course would come back in a future game because with the expansion of modes, I think this one has a lot of potential. It was already one of the best up until that. Urchin Underpass. I really like Urchin Underpass. And Funky Stadium, baby! Funky Kong's course. Bring back Funky Stadium.
I was very close to putting Funky Stadium in mine. Funky Stadium is a classic.
So fucking good.
Okay, my 3. So I kind of cheated. I wrote down Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo DS. But I just like the concept of playing on a system.
It's fun.
It is fun.
And I wish Mario Kart 8 had Wii U Jam Pad / Nintendo Switch.
That would have been fun.
As and then the Joy-Cons could come off.
Oh, that would have been so cool. If they just slide it in and out. So that'd be dynamic. I like that.
It changes. Yeah. Woohoo Town, obviously. Duh. Come on. And then
Woohoo Town's great. Woohoo Town was gonna be my pick if I didn't pick Urchin Underpass.
And then Block City from the Cube.
Good. All right. The next question is our last question for the Mario Kart stuff, and that is, if you could pick 4 courses to bring back for the next Mario Kart game as retro courses, which ones would they be? You can give reasons, or you can just not give reasons. Up to you.
For this one, I did choose for a course from a different game, or 4 unique games, rather. Bowser Castle from Mario Kart DS, one of my favorite Bowser's Castles, and tragically has not been brought back yet. Mushroom City, of course, from Double Dash, one of the very few from that game that has not been brought back for some fucking reason. It's a classic. Toad's Factory, as I mentioned earlier, also a classic. Needs to be brought back. And Lakeside Park, not Riverside Park, but Lakeside Park from Super Circuit.
Okay. I've got 4 very unique picks here. I also did different games. Mushroom City, just because it's a solid city, like traffic course that just hasn't been brought back. I like Mushroom City from GameCube. Bring it back. Wii Toad Factory, again, same reasons as Jack. Good.
Yep.
GBA Rainbow Road, this is kind of just the pick because, like, we have 3 Rainbow Roads left. I think it's going to be the next one. It might not be. But I like it's not my favorite Rainbow Road, but it's so fun because, like, all of the sides you could just bounce off of. I feel like that would be really cool to, like, work into, like, a half pipe if they did that. Like, do, like, a trick system. Like, they could remix the shit out of that course. I think it'd have a lot of potential. And that leads me into my last one, and the hottest take. I hate this course from its original game, but I still think that they should bring back Figure 8 Circuit. Because they could do so much more with it. There's so many things they could add. There's so many things that they could just mix up with the layout's going to be the same, but they could add a bunch of obstacles. They could add anti-gravity. They could add like glider section or something. There's so much they could do with it. I think it has a lot of potential.
But Cloud, we already have a remake of Figure 8 Circuit. It's called Mario Circuit from Mario Kart 8.
But hear me out. They could do Figure 8 Circuit instead.
I wouldn't be opposed. It's one of the weakest opening tracks from any Mario Kart game, but I wouldn't be opposed.
I think they should bring it back and just heavily remix it, and it can be the Shell Cup first track. So, yeah.
I'd be down.
That is all for the Mario Kart section. We've got...
Hey, what about Landon? What about
I don't
Landon?
have opinions, baby.
Guys, I'm sorry.
It's
2 a.m. I keep forgetting because Landon, he's very concise and quick. So, like, I forget that it's his turn sometimes.
Sunshine Airport, Mushroom City, Woohoo Loop, Wildwoods, baby.
Oh, wow. You and me picked... we had a matching course.
We all had Mushroom City. Good job.
We all did.
Yep.
Because...
Mushroom City.
Duh.
Bring it back. What the fuck are they waiting
Just
for?
do it.
Yeah.
He is. I feel attacked. Anyway, it's my turn to play.
I'm sorry.
So this is our last episode we're recording in 2023. It's going to be our first episode for 2024. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yay,
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
I wanted to ask these folks, what game or games are you looking forward to playing in 2024? That doesn't have to be a game that is actually releasing in the calendar year of 2024, but something you're just looking forward to playing.
That is... Alright, fair enough.
I have answers for both of those scenarios.
I have a couple answers for both of those, mostly because I haven't been paying too close attention to what's coming out in the near future. But Persona 3 Reload is like, that's going to be a launch day buy, 100%. Easily my most anticipated game of the year. And the Shantae GBA game that's going to be coming out soon. I forget the exact name.
Advance?
Do you remember, Landon?
I think it's just
Shantae Is it just Shantae Advance? Yeah. Looking forward to that for sure. That's all I really have for like future releases. As far
Risky
as stuff
Revolution.
Risky Revolution. That's what it is.
Shantae Advance Risky Revolution. I think it's the
I was gonna say I had a feeling it had an actual name.
No.
But I did get a couple of games over Christmas that I'm looking forward to playing.
Like what?
Such as Super Mario RPG, baby.
He's gonna keep playing that one.
I'm gonna keep playing it. I've started it, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Actually, it's fun as fuck.
Throw it behind you.
What's that?
Throw it behind you.
Put it behind me. Okay, there.
He said throw it. Yeah, okay. We did it.
That's the content we're paying to see.
For Christmas, Landon got me WarioWare Move It, which will be my next stream game after Super Mario Wonder is done. Look forward to this in the future.
Throws it behind.
Hell yeah.
Also got Pikmin 4
for
Christmas. I, for some reason, did not buy this when it came out. I was just busy at the time, I guess, but I'm very much looking forward to playing this because I haven't played a Pikmin game in a long time. And, yeah, that's about all I got.
Okay, so as far as new games that are coming out this coming year, I'm also interested in Persona 3 Reload. Sorry. It's been a long night, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and Penny's Big Breakaway. Like, those are the games I'm most looking for.
Oh, yeah, Penny's Big Breakaway.
But
looking forward to that.
There's also some games that I want to get to in 2024 that I'm basically making it a gaming New Year's goal with this podcast. Oh boy. So
you're welcome.
I want to start the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. I want to get those and I want to play through 1 through 6 that way. Next year, this coming year, there will be a stream for Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep at some point. Final mix through the collection that I've been playing. So we're gonna do that. I haven't gotten them yet, and by the time we do our year in review, I should hopefully have gotten to them. But I do still want to play Sonic Superstars and maybe Super Mario RPG, although it might be a little too late for that. But I want to try. And then I also, through this marathon, I played playing Mario Kart in order to like get ready for this podcast. I've just been really interested in looking into other kart racers. I'm going to talk more about that when we do our catch up section, because I have stuff to say there too. But I mean, I want to play other stuff I haven't played yet. Like I want to get back to Team Sonic Racing. I haven't finished it yet. I want to play Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. I haven't actually played that yet, and I know I've heard so many good things about it. I know I need to play it. And just other kart racers. I've never actually played through the entirety of the original Crash Team Racing. I'd like to play that someday. So I just want to get into more kart racers. It's been a thing I like. I've gone in and out of liking, and I just want to play more of them. Landon, I didn't forget about you this time.
I thought you were going to skip me.
Even though you introduced during your own question.
Yeah. Games coming up.
But Al wants to play Like a Dragon 8. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. I
guess it's time for the Patreon shit.
No.
Time for me to...
No.
So the games that are coming out that I'm looking forward to right now, Princess Peach Showtime, which is in March. That's probably the top of my list at the moment. I really want to play through Trails Through Daybreak, which is going to be Q1, but I still have to play through Azure and through fucking Trails into Reverie. So let's see if I get to Daybreak anytime soon in 2024.
Getting his Trails on.
Yeah. And then, I want to finish Azure. I want to hopefully play through Reverie. I've been enjoying Dragon Quest Monsters. So I'm going to hopefully finish that soonish. But something I'm really wanting to get to is I want to finish the Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, because I really want to keep playing some more Professor Layton games, because new Professor Layton coming out in 2025. So I want to see if I can at least get through. What's the third game, Jack?
Unwound Future.
Yeah, that one's on my docket for sure. I'm thinking. God, there was another game that I wanted to try and play. that came out. I do want to play through Shredder's Revenge with Jack at some time on stream.
He's got it. He's
There
got
it
the
is.
game. For the listeners, he has pulled out his copy, and so has Landon.
I have the anniversary edition.
I was gonna say that
extra DLC.
the boxes for their games are different because they have different versions of the game, but it's the same game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Landon, did you want to get up while I regurgitate self-promotion stuff?
Yeah, I have to piss really bad.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it's been a long podcast, and this is nowhere near the middle of the podcast, but we are going to do our typical Patreon plug. We've got a Patreon. Your support helps this podcast and our streams happen. We're able, especially the podcast, because the podcasts are literally paid for every month with an RSS feed. So patrons help support that. You also, no matter what tier, you get to help decide what we're going to play next, because oftentimes we don't have a specific game. We'll put up a poll, and whoever wins, that's the thing that we're playing. That's why I'm playing Grandia 2 right now. I still have to get back to it because I ended up getting stuck on a boss fight. I promise I will get back to it pretty soon. Things are starting to clear up there. We've got, multiple tiers. If you're in the Silver Stooge tier, then you get exclusive content. We alluded to a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tier list of tracks that will be going up soon on that. We have the $10 tier where we do a shout out. We don't have anybody, but everybody who's supported our Patreon, we do want to thank you. It means a lot, helps us out a lot. There's also our Discord, as Jack had made mention of a couple of times over the course of this podcast. It's an open link. It's in like every single description of every single thing we upload. You're welcome to join.
Yep.
Just don't talk about Zach and Wiki.
Or do.
But don't keep asking us why it never got a sequel, because we don't know. And we're not going to tell you.
Yeah.
There's, of course, our YouTube. This will be up on our YouTube audio only. We've got Twitch. This is where we're streaming us live. We do this live, and then we have a more high quality audio version go out to other sites. So you could be watching this live. You could be watching us. You could be watching me skip over Landon by accident multiple times live. You can join Al in our chat. It's quite a lot of fun, honestly, when we do these live. So I mean, if you want to watch that WarioWare Move It stream that Jack's gonna start, go join the Twitch. I think that's all the important stuff. So Landon's gonna tell us about what he's got for us right now.
Did I eat banana split before on stream?
I don't think
I don't think so.
Well, I still have more of the peppermint bark because it takes me forever to eat a whole container because I don't feel like just eating ice cream all the time. But I also have banana split right now, which is just a general Tillamook flavor you can buy at any time. That's good.
Maybe if you live in the area. I've never seen banana split.
Well, you could move.
I could.
So it's been a long podcast, but it also has been a couple weeks. So let's do some catching up. Jack, what have you been up to?
Well, Christmas passed
Yes.
recently.
So this podcast is being recorded or streamed live just after Christmas. So it's
Between Christmas and the New
Yes.
Year. The hangover week.
hangover week.
But it's been good. I spent Christmas with my family. Had a good time. Spent a few days over there. Excuse me. I can show you what the fuck my girlfriend got me for Christmas. These Kirby stemless wine glasses. If you're listening on the podcast, then join our Discord. I've posted these there previously, but I sent this to her in a meme. It was the same meme that I posted in the Discord. and I just kind of like half jokingly said, "I want these," and she went and fucking bought them, which is sick.
I like the box. The box is really nice.
It is. It's got like little sprites all over it.
That is so cool.
I love it.
That is a box worth keeping.
I was gonna say I'm keeping the box forever.
That's a box you could just make into like a DS or like 3DS cartridge case.
I honestly could. Definitely gonna hold on to it. Yeah. It was I don't know. I mean, like, work was fucking, retail hell. It'd be like that.
All three of us know too much.
Yeah. So, like, aside from just, like, spending some time with family and friends, it hasn't been super eventful, but it's been fun for the most part. Except for the post-Christmas depression do be kind of hitting because, man, I did not want to be at work yesterday or today. It sucks. And that's about all I got.
I've actually had a mini vacation starting on Christmas. I asked for, because like I normally get Wednesdays and Thursdays off anyway, and it's a Thursday when when we're doing it. I keep saying recording. When we're doing this podcast, it's a Thursday, and so I just asked for the Tuesday off so that I could have Monday through Thursday. So had a little mini break. As I mentioned, I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart for this podcast. I'm all Mario Karted out. I'll probably play some other kart racers. In fact, I have played another kart racer.
Hey, Claude, do you want to play Mario Kart 8 tonight?
Well, I mean, I'll probably play some, like, here and there in the near future. I would love to get back and play some more, sporadically when there's free time. But I did play, so I literally bought this spontaneously, but there is a very low budget fan game, Toho, that is a Mario Kart style game. It's a kart racer called Genso Skydrift.
Hell yeah.
Normally, it's $25. I would not spend $25 on this game, but it was on sale for $7, so I bought it for $7. And
was it worth $7?
It was absolutely worth $7, maybe a little more.
All right.
I'm still not sure it's quite worth $25, but there's a lot more content than I was expecting. I mean, there's 20 courses, there's 20 characters, a little bit more on each side. Quite a lot to choose from. It's got like double dash style mechanics in facets. It's got, I talked about it on like a couple streams, so like you can watch our VODs on YouTube, but it's like, yeah, it's a kart racer. It's got some unique mechanics to it. I think it's a lot of fun though. Pretty solid for what it is. The graphics are bad because it's a fan game in it's Toho. So it doesn't look good. But other than that, it's fun. I played through the new DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Indigo Disc. I believe I started it on the previous podcast, but I hadn't really made a whole lot of headway. I was just kind of dicking around, catching a lot of stuff. I played through the whole story. I definitely think that the DLC was really good overall, actually. I mean, they added a bunch of stuff I wasn't expecting. The synchro machine, as I mentioned in the previous podcast, that's fun. The new Elite Four, the new story that comes after you fight them, is pretty good. Just, yeah. And then plus the fact that both of the DLC stories tied together, I thought I had a lot of fun with it. Other than that, yeah, it's just been a lot of work. Like the lead up to Christmas was just so exhausting. I was so tired. That's why I literally just spent a lot of my time just catching up on Mario Kart stuff for this podcast and not like doing too much video work. I did record a ton of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix today though, because I was running out of footage for that game. We've got a Let's Play on YouTube. Go watch that.
And go watch the Great Ace Attorney VODs.
Always go watch the Great Ace Attorney VODs. Always. But yeah, other than expressing my desire to get into more kart racers when I've cooled down a little bit and just explaining other games I want to get to. Yeah, that's I think that covers everything for me. Yeah. So, Landon, what have you been up to? Kari said you had stuff to talk about on the podcast.
Yeah. What is it?
I got robbed. That was cool.
What? No.
Your house or your
Oh, yeah.
store?
Yeah, I mean, I was there, so that was cool.
Wait,
The
house
but other than that,
was this was this the store the other day?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
I
the one
wasn't
I
sure
told
if
you
you.
about.
I wasn't sure if this was a separate event. I remember you telling me
no,
about
no.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I haven't told Cloud, so he just
yeah.
found out. That was really cool. It was a week before Christmas. It was badass. Gun pointed at me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No. What?
Sweet.
That
Badass.
is fucked up.
It was super badass. But Santa Claus brought me a calendar of the national parks.
Ooh.
So it's okay.
So I have this.
So it balances out.
Yeah. No, what Kari was referring to was today we went to the Tualatin River Wildlife Refuge. Took a walk around there. If you were part of the awful Tunic stream this morning, when I was mentioning I have to go see birds, that's what I
Why
meant.
was it awful?
Because he got stuck on the first boss because it's super fucking hard.
Yeah. Also, I didn't know you could upgrade your stats. But eventually I was like, you should just turn on no fail mode. And because I kept getting around to like clearing 85% of
I
its
saw
health,
there was one point
and then
where
it would
like
just
I
kill
could
me.
barely even see the bar because it was covered by like the chat. I thought you would almost beat him.
Yeah. So, but no, that was really cool. Yeah, it was. After we got past that boss, then I started having fun again with that game. Let's see. Yeah, so we went to Tualatin River Wildlife Refuge and had like a walk around there. There was a great blue heron that was chilling out in the middle of the wetland. That was cool to see. There's some other like little birds as well. There was a squirrel. We heard a lot of frogs. It's badass. So yeah, that was my day today. As far as video games that got played recently, it's just been a lot more. I started for the podcast Mario Kart Tour, to just have an opinion on that, and then it's been pretty much just Dragon Quest Monsters, which I haven't made as much progress on, but I'm still making some progress on it. I'm in the middle echelons now, so you have to revisit like areas 3 different times. There's a lower, middle, upper echelon, and I'm in the middle of clearing the middle echelons. But Cloud 2.0 learned multi-slash, and that is fucking really good. Especially since you can attack sometimes twice a turn. And so, for those who don't know Dragon Quest, multi-slash hits all enemies with a highly powerful physical move. So it just does a screen wipe. It's really good. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that, I think.
Yeah. So that is our podcast. We've been going for 3 hours. So yeah, this was a long one. Jack is literally falling asleep in his chair. So we're going to catch you guys later. And yeah, we've already did all the socials.
Actually, I would like to say, since this is the last one for this year, it's not the last one for the season, but I would like to thank everyone who is a Patreon member. That is supporting us. Thank you. Everyone who is part of our Discord and just chats with us and doesn't watch a single fucking video, but is just there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone who does watch our videos, thank you.
The true fans.
I would really like to thank Al for just being there.
Yeah.
Yes. Al has been there for
every
everything,
stream.
just about.
Like literally every stream.
Truly, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say this, we would not be as into this if Al wasn't there cheering us on.
Yeah, Al's our biggest fan.
We have some other people that come in every once in a while.
They'll pop in every once in a while, but Al is like our one consistent viewer.
For any time of the day we want to stream,
Al is there, and hell yeah. Thanks, Al.
So yeah, that's like That's the biggest thing. Is thank you for anyone who does support us monetarily or just passively,
just by hanging out,
being there. We do
appreciate everyone.
It. Yeah.
Even you, Ichigo Bradley, wherever you may be.
You fucking son of a bitch.
Thanks for the Zach and Wiki.
Thank for the Zach and Wiki.
And that is us signing off. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Gaming Stooges Talks podcast. If you enjoyed us, consider subscribing to our podcast RSS feed, or follow us on youtube.com/GamingStooges and twitch.tv/GamingStooges for more gaming content. If you'd like to chat with us, join our Discord. The link can be found in the episode description. We also want to thank all of our Patreon supporters. Your continued support means a lot to us. Not already one? Please take a look at what we have to offer anyone who becomes a patron at patreon.com/GamingStooges. See you next time!